Yes, people, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another transfer watch on Chelsea Perspective. And let's not forget, it's the Blue Morning Show. So I hope you're all doing well. Blue morning to you all. It's going to be a short one today because I'm alone at home with my boys. So there's a chance the little one wakes up and starts screaming. But if I can get the panelists to come on earlier, then they can go on with the conversation. I'll just be highlighting the comments in the chat for them. But more importantly, thank you for finding the time to join in the show. We'll talk about Kolo Muani, Dusan Vlahovic, Lautaro Martinez, and if anything comes up with regards to the future of Hakim Ziyech, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the Brazilian international Midfielder of França, and we'll talk about Moises Caicedo. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, thank you once again for finding the time to join the show. It's going to be a snappy one today. I just want to round off on time to be with them. I don't want them to interrupt the show. But let's see, the first stuff we'll have in the chat here. Don't forget to like the page and subscribe if you have not. No hate speech. Yep, I think. Thanks, and God bless you all. I appreciate you saying that. Keep it civil. Respect everybody. As long as they're not abusing anybody or using hateful languages or you know what I mean. But thank you for saying that, Chikaze Oko. And my friend and brother, blue blood brother, Chelsea Mitchell. Always nice to see you, Mitchell. I hope you're doing well. Mitchell says, big up, coach. I've hit a 501 subs over the moon after a break. I am streaming again. Thank you all for your support. More thanks to you for always finding the time to join in the chat. And I hope we will soon say you and I should be able to facilitate a collaboration soon. I really do want that to happen because you're a nice guy. And Mitchell, if you can, please take a second, share the link to your channel so people can go check it out and subscribe to your channel because yeah, you know Chelsea quite well and you understand football overall. So I appreciate you finding the time to join. And luckily for me, my bro DJ is in the house. So even if the boy wakes up, I can take a few minutes to go calm him down. But DJ, thank you for finding the time to join. Bitchy boy, I appreciate you for congratulations to you. 501, that isn't easy. And you keep growing. I hope you get to 1,000 very soon. And we have a Santiago Muno. Big up to you, bro. Nice to see you. And DJ is everywhere. He was in the chat and now he's on the panel. Remember, people, on your way into the stream or out, don't forget to drop a like and smash the like button. And also subscribe if you haven't. 16 likes already. That's not easy, so I appreciate that. What else do we have here? Big up, coach. Big up to you too, everybody. Let's get the streams up to 300 likes. We can actually do that. Hopefully, I won't have any distractions. As I've explained, the reason why that may well happen. Big up to you too, my bro. Here's the link to the membership. You can become a member. It's just $2.99. It helps us sponsor students every month. We've done it 3 times now. The first one was $100, second one $50, third one $50, $50. And the winner have reached out to me. I just forgot to send it. I sent it to them yesterday, to the person yesterday, but I'll do that today. So if you cannot, you're still a valuable member of this community. Just saying hello to each other there. Casadas, questions popping in immediately. Let's see what we have here from Santiago Muno, always updating us with the most current reports out there. Reports of Brighton wanting £100 million for Caicedo are misconstrued. Brighton has set a price of £85 million. Chelsea verbally matched the £85 million, but payment structure heavily in their favor. Felix Johnson. Yeah, I think I didn't believe that when I saw it, but thank you for saying that again. Brighton said at the structure it would be 100 million overall. still fine if it can be broken down, so I don't have an issue with that. I have you in a banner on my stream. I think you said that already, and I will receive. I will find a way to pay you back that. I appreciate that. I know you're a nice guy, and the respect you have for this particular community is something that I value so much. Good morning, my brother. I hope you all have everything is doing. Everyone is doing wonderfully well. Yes, and I appreciate you saying that. My bro, Blue Clouds Media, I appreciate you finding the time to join. I hope you're doing well, and please stay strong. Whatever you're going through, believe me, you will overcome. And if you can, share the link to your channel so people can go check it out. And before he does that, you can just click the three dots to his name, click go to channel, get to his channel and subscribe. Believe me, you will not regret it. And Abby Jesus, I am very happy to be here. I appreciate you saying that, Abby. Thank you so much. Greetings to you, DJ, from our brother there, Nee Zion from the Blue Clouds Media. So let's start knocking out the items we have lined up immediately. The first item here says Chelsea Football Club is delighted to announce Oman Air as our new official airline partner in a multi-year deal. This is Oman Air's first ever Premier League club partnership, making its branding visible at Stamford Bridge and across the club's digital platforms alongside exclusive experience and events. So people were thinking they were going to be this shirt sponsor. It turns out it was just a travel partner. I think somebody, was it Vince, that said that in the chat yesterday. So DJ, I don't know, nothing to say about this. Do you have any idea what you can say entity or organization that will end up becoming our shirt sponsor? Any idea on that? And big up to you, by the way, and thank you for finding the time to join.
Good morning, Kuchilla. Big up to you. Thanks for having me on your stream as always. Big up to everybody in the comments. Remember to smash and subscribe and hit the like button on your way in and on your way out. Yeah, on this one, Kuchilla, I'm not. As I said yesterday, I don't know if I said to you, I'm not sure who they are. As I'm trying to do more. I'm trying to do more research on them. But obviously, they seem to be massive. Otherwise, obviously, we wouldn't take them on board. But it's great that we've actually got an air sponsor. If they are as good as they are, if they are really, I mean, if they are quite massive, I really hope we can maybe do some kind of a deal to get them as a shirt sponsor as well. That would be ideal. Bear it in mind that we're no longer going to be going with the betting company. So yeah, I mean, great. That's great for Chelsea. We're moving in the right direction in terms of a sponsor. We just need to now get everything else done well on the pitch. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to that, as I said, to that sponsor being our air sponsor.
Yeah, it's money. It's
yes,
a source of income. With regards to the betting company, I've heard. I think we've dropped them. Probably because the blowback, even before when people heard that we're on the verge of signing a deal with them, it became an issue because we have some you can say a lot of our players are Muslims, and it will be offensive to them had we agreed you could say gone into agreement with a stake to become our shirt sponsor. And I'm glad they considered that. We have to respect their fate. Otherwise, how are they going to put on a shirt that you could say a shirt with a sponsor that does something that's against their belief? And I think it was Constantine Dante that said something explaining that the owner of stake also is a bad person overall. But that's, by the way, let's see what else we have in the chat. Then we try to catch up with all the items we have lined up. Hopefully we can, we'll deal with them quickly, and we can round off as quickly as possible. Thank you. You took your time to say hello to me there also. Hello to you too, Daisy Palazza. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for finding the time to join the show. Ball it out. Stop buying young players. Here's the thing. You shouldn't be concerned with regards to the young players we're buying. We're not buying them to be part of the first team. We're buying them to set up the academy to be able to breed players that will be ready to join the first team in a year or two. That way, we don't need to spend close to $1 billion to fortify the team or to reinforce to getting a reinforcement, if that makes sense. The young players aren't coming in. That's why you're hearing some of them are being considered for a loan move, and some. You can say, I've heard also something to the effect of us sending some of them to the sites, to our satellite clubs. We have just one now, which is Strasbourg. DJ, do you have anything to say with regards to this comment on the screen by the Undertaker CFC? His concern And a lot of people are calling us Kindergarten FC and all that. But Undertaker, more importantly, big up to you. I hope you're doing well. And thank you for finding the time to join the show. So, DJ, if you have anything to say with regards to that, go ahead. You have the floor.
Yeah. First of all, yeah, big up to the Undertaker. Seriously, I was having little chats with him on another stream earlier on because he was having his concerns about this and saying the same thing. And I said, my thing as well is I can understand where his concerns are. However, I'll also say that I'm sure we will get it right. And I think, like we said, we're going to be buying these players for the future. Obviously, some might even get into the first team. I know it's a completely different way of doing things, what we're used to doing, and that's probably why a lot of fans are still trying to get used to that. To be honest with you, I'm still getting used to the fact that we're going to be like buying in these youngsters, and obviously giving the opportunity for them to go into the development squad, or for them to go to Strasbourg or another club that we're going to be buying in Portugal. I'm hearing, understanding, and in Brazil. We're apparently buying 2 other clubs, one in Brazil and also one in Portugal as well. So I can understand why we're doing this. And but at the same time, I think what it all comes down to is it's down to, do we want immediate success straight away, or are we going to work on the success? And listen, we've still got players at the football club that can still bring that for us. But I can understand why they're concerned. But at the same time, I think it's also a good thing as well, what we're doing. Because who knows, if we can't obviously use these players going forward into the team, then obviously they're going to look at it as maybe sellable assets down the line, which I think, again, is something these new owners are going to do. So we know this already. But yeah, I can understand what the Undertaker's saying, but I'm also saying it's also a good thing as well.
Yeah, it's a good thing in so many ways. And somebody said something yesterday that made sense. They're trying to, you could say, to stabilize the ship, and more importantly, aim for sustained success. I don't know what language to use not to come across. You could say what Roger. I had a debate with Roger. I say again, I've always argued that the success we had under Roman all came in patches, and maybe that's the wrong language to use. We've never dominated, or you could say, consistently for a while, for a stretch of time. It has always been after we win something now and then. Sometimes in the next 2 or 3 years, we don't get to win anything. I think the current owners, as somebody explained, they're trying to stabilize the ship and also get us to win and dominate for a while. You can say achieve sustained success, if that makes sense. And I think that's what they're trying to do. And I'd love that. You can say dominate in the Premier League, dominate in Europe, and dominate globally if possible. Clubs have done that. Barcelona at one time did it. Real Madrid have done it for a while. They won the Champions League, I think, 3 seasons in a row, and which any other team hasn't done for in history. Good morning, fellas. Blues, please hit the like button. Sent to you, Adebayo, Michael Drew. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Moani is a baller. Vlahovic also, if you take your time to research him, I think he's a complete number 9. He can 100%. Be a target man. He can also drop deep, participate in the play. He's good at a set piece also. So to me, he's a complete package. Big up, guys. To me, Dio, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Respect to you, moderators, Kachila, Bobby, and the rest of respected folks on the platform. You have to mention DJ, my friend. DJ's my bro.
Big up, brother.
But I respect him. Always dedicated to being everywhere, not just on this particular platform, but wherever you talk about Chelsea, be rest assured if he has time, he'll be there contributing, if that makes sense. But thank you to all of you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. 24 likes, you can do better than that. And also, I want to take this opportunity to appeal to those of you who are watching, but for some reason or the other, not able to participate in the chat. Just know that we appreciate you, because you also provide great value by watching alone. But if you can take a second to drop a like on the stream, the likes to go a long way. We'd really appreciate that. So thank you. Let's see what else we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's see. This one, that one was blank. Sorry about that. And this one says, Brighton and Hove Albion are poised to ask for more than £100 million for Moises Caicedo amid a Chelsea interest after a benchmark was set this summer with Declan Rice's impending move to Arsenal. To me, this is actually just, you could say, somebody's opinion. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. I think they're basing their judgment on how much Arsenal will pay West Ham United for Declan Rice. But in Moises Caicedo's case, I think it's different. They have a gentleman's agreement, you could call it that. I don't know if they did that on paper or it was just verbal. But I don't think this makes sense. I don't believe this. And who is MC Graf Mike? I don't know the person, but this is absolute nonsense. I think Brighton wants around the 80 million to 85 million pounds, and I don't think we get anything close to 100 million. What do you make of that report, DJ?
No, listen, I 100% agree with you, Kachilla. I don't know who this guy is who's reporting this, and from my understanding is this tweet has been doing the rounds, but it's done obviously other people have obviously been retweeting it, and it's obviously the same person. From my understanding, is listening to what the tier ones have been saying, it looks like they're they're looking around about 80 million, possibly going to 85 million, and I think that would be the one that I think that'd be more than enough to get the Caicedo deal over the line. And I think that's my understanding is I don't think that deal's far off now. I think that deal's going to be done. I think you're going to get an announcement on that deal probably in the next couple of days, if not weeks. So probably if not next week. So I don't think that deal is far off.
We want it wrapped up before we go.
Correct.
Before the US tour, preseason tour.
That's right. That's right. And any person thinking that that Levi Corwell's involved in this deal, that's not happening at all either. Levi Corwell's going nowhere. From my understanding is that he's very much part of Poch's plans. So let's see. As I said, I'm expecting that deal for Caicedo to happen in the next couple of days. So let's wait on that one. But that 100 million is nonsense. And as I said, I don't know who the reporter is either.
Yeah, even if you look at the report, it's absolute nonsense. It's just somebody's opinion. Believing that because Declan Rice was sold at the price that he was sold to Manchester United, that we were going to be paying something close to that. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. But let's see. And this following report, this one is saying that Chelsea are trying to get the Moises Caicedo deal done before preseason. US preseason tour. Talks have been ongoing this week to work out the payment structure. I think this is more truthful. This is more aligned to what we've heard in the past few days. People are saying we know how much we want to pay, and Brighton have agreed to that. That the only issue is it's a payment structure, how we want to pay. And we've also agreed personal terms with him, and he wants to come to us. You can argue the fact that he wants to come to us is the reason why most clubs ain't that interested. So you could argue that was the reason why Arsenal pulled out, and Bayern also the reason why they didn't really push. They released a statement saying he wants to stay in the Premier League. So probably he's told them where he wants to go or something. They might have heard something from his agent. But that's by the way. But let me ask you this: why do you think there aren't so many clubs pushing to sign him? It's just us at the moment. All we've heard are just, for instance, we heard that United are also interested, but they haven't. No. But we're hearing that they cannot actually afford to pay for him at this point. But go ahead.
No, as far as I know, United are a club that are looking at him as well. And there's also talk apparently that Liverpool were also keeping an eye on the situation as well. But they've already done their two midfielders. I think they've already got their two midfielders in already. I know they're looking at another midfielder. Whether that will happen, I don't know. But no, as far as I know, the Caicedo deal is at the moment all for Chelsea. I mean, he wants Chelsea. Chelsea want him. And I think it's just a matter of when that deal can get wrapped up. If it's, again, what Prince is also saying in his comments as well, big up to him. And to what we've just read on that tweet, it is all about the payment structure and how we're going to do the deal over a certain time period. Is it going to be 3 installments? How it's going to be done, I think, on 3 payment installments or something like that is or another. So again, it depends on the structure of how it's going to work out. But if that agreement can be done, I'm sure that will be wrapped up. As I said, it should be wrapped up hopefully in the next couple of days.
Yeah, thank you so much, Cesar, for saying that. Let's see what else we have here. Blues all the way from Ontario. How do you pronounce that? Mississauga, Ontario. This is the first time I'm seeing that name. Apologies if I mispronounce it, but believe me, it's not intentional. Let's see what else we have here. Dwayne O'Connor. Sorry for not saying your name, first of all. That's how I like to operate. But Dwayne, a big up to you. I hope you're doing well. Okay, I appreciate you for joining the show. Sorry, I was taking a look at something there. Let's support the community, my people. Thank you for saying that, my bro. And you know, if I can, if not for the fact that I have to rest during the day to be ready for the next day, I will always be in the chat whenever you stream or find time to join you on the panel. But big up to you, most importantly. Kachila, how is Bobby doing? And thank you for asking. According to him, I think he's still at the hospital. I think he's recovering very well. He's told us that. And please continue to pray for him. He's a nice guy and one of the biggest Chelsea supporters that I've ever met. I've been meaning to ask of his health status. Trust it, he is fine. We love him immensely. And I'm sure he's probably listening right now. He never misses a single show here, except if he's slipping. But we appreciate that. Thank you so much for remembering him. Let's see what else we have here. We have a lot of people, Mr. My bro, and he has a YouTube channel, and we're working to get it up and running properly, just to sort out a few issues here and there. He'll be good. Good morning, Kachila, and every member of the community. Thank you for saying that. And my sister is here in the chat. Miss Alano, big up to you too. I don't know, when I ask these friends or the community members who has that have a YouTube channel to share the link to the channel, they don't. I just don't know why. So that I can talk about it when I get to it. But nice to see you, Miss Alano. Coach, morning, Chelsea Blue, morning to you too. I am just fed up with Brighton. If I was Caicedo, I put in a transfer request. You know, Brighton, he still has about 4 or 5 years left on his contract. If he does that, they will keep him. They'll be comfortable keeping him. I think the most they would do to get him to calm down would be to just up his salary a bit, just like they did the last time. I don't think he should do that. And we've talked about the reason why you shouldn't take that report. I'll just take it with a pinch of salt. I think it's absolute nonsense, given the fact that this is just an opinion. This is somebody believing that given how much Rice was sold for, that we will pay something closer to that. I don't think that would be the case. So don't worry about it too much. And it's business for all parties involved, nothing personal. Brighton, Caicedo is their player, Brighton's player, and we were desperate. Whether I know we've tried our best not to behave as if we are, given how we've behaved in terms of how we've dealt with players we've sold already. I think, don't worry about it too much. Instead of paying 100 million for Caicedo, let's move on to another target. I don't think we'll be paying that, so do not worry too much. Big up, Kachila. I hope you're good. Check Felix Johnson's Kachila. Caicedo's deal is all about payments and structure. Even though I don't trust Felix Johnson that much, I believe that's the case. Just error when moving phone. I realized that was an error. I saw you deleted this message, but I know you. I know your experience. And I realized, that was probably a mistake. And I'm sure Prince Mohas will understand. Adebo Makunju asks the question, is that a question or are you just talking? What are the other available options for aside beyond the Caicedo or aside Caicedo? I don't know too many right now who are as good as he is. In my opinion, if anybody in the chat has any other options that they think, if Brighton wants us to pay premium, that we should move on to those targets, you go ahead and name them. I'd be glad to talk about them. I have so much going on at the same time right now as I'm hosting the show. Too many screens and probably not able to remember. So maybe Kifran Turam, maybe it's traditionally a DM. Maybe that's a good option. Lavia will be a good option. I know his tackle success is good, but for me, he's more of an 8 than he is a DM. And if we're really looking for DM, then Lavia isn't the guy. And we should mix it up a bit and go for somebody more physical, if that makes sense. But I wouldn't mind having him and also having Caicedo, or having Lavia and also having a traditional DM. And bro, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? Mr. Happiness is for free. I appreciate that name. Yo, bro, yo to you too. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while. Please do let me know that you're okay. I really do want to know. Tamida says, guys, let's keep liking the stream. Let's keep the likes coming in, and don't forget to follow and subscribe to the channel. Invite friends and family, and let's grow. Yes, people, please, if you can, do share the link to the stream or on whatever social media platform where you have presence. That way, other people can join us, and it'd be more fun. And the more people we have here, the more chance you have to learn something new from people you haven't met before, if that makes sense. And please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and also there's something new by Instagram. It's called Thread, and I think you should try it. It's a competition. You can say, yeah, I think it will be competing with the likes of Truth Social and Twitter also. And it has the potential to do even better because of the size of Instagram itself. And the God of Frogs, always nice to see you, bro. I hope you're doing well. Big up, everyone. I haven't seen you in a few days. Please do let me know that you're okay. We want Lukaku gone even before he will go to Lokomotiv Moscow. Here's the thing. I think he's gone. The fact that we're considering Dusan Vlahovic and all the strikers simply means we don't want him. He's not going to get to play for Chelsea again. And we have all the young talents within our ranks also that I think that the club will give a chance. I'm voting for Martinez. He will fit well up front. We'll get to talk about that in a bit. Yusuf Fofana, yeah, that's a good option too. I've had people talk about him. Then we'd have 3 Fofanas within our ranks. So whenever you talk about one of them, you'd have to say their first names, if that makes sense. I'm good. The economy doesn't allow us to be online, but I'm always following. I appreciate that, brother. Let's see what else we have lined up here and talk about it. We get to talk about the striker options, if that makes sense. This one here, I've seen it, especially. I was again. What's it? Record Portugal. I've trusted them before, and yeah, they failed me. That was maybe it wasn't their fault. I think the Uarte saga. They were one of the first to report that Uarte will be joining Chelsea. But if you paid attention, really, if you followed the Uarte saga or conundrum, if you prefer, the way he ended and how he ended up joining PSG, you'd find out Record Portugal, they were wrong because we thought we were going to wrap up the deal. He's like he agreed personal terms with us and all that. The reason I'm mentioning that, and I'm not too sure whether to trust that report. You could say if you looked at how we push, if you look back at how we pushed to get him to get a work permit and join the first team, then you'd know that report from you can say from Record Portugal, it's all nonsense. They're reporting that FC Porto wants him on loan and they want him with an option to buy, which I'm sure Chelsea will not sanction that. But that's, by the way, this particular report here, Chelsea Express, quoting, is it Albolat, saying Andrey Santos will complete a preseason with Chelsea before his future is assessed, with Porto keeping a close eye on the young midfielder, young Brazilian, if you prefer. I don't think Chelsea will sanction that. I think Chelsea likes him, and as I've mentioned, we pushed so hard to get him to get a work permit to join the first team last season, and that didn't happen. I don't think, even if Chelsea decides to send him out on loan, I don't think it will be with an option or with an obligation for the loaning club to buy him. I think we'll like him, we'll trust him that much. And given the reports, the report from Fabrizio Romano a few days ago saying Chelsea will still sign will still sign other midfielders beyond Moises Caicedo, but that depends on how the preseason pans out, which to me means the manager and the club, they want to give the young stars a chance and see how they do. Then if they're good enough, they may well not look to sign any other midfielder besides beyond Moises Caicedo. But DJ, what do you make of it? I think he gets a chance. It's either, the two of them and Caicedo, there's a chance they both will stay. There's a chance, but most definitely one of them will remain with the club. It will be at the club for the coming season. But your thoughts, DJ?
Yeah, I saw this one. I know we talked about this yesterday because it came out on originally came out on the record, the Portuguese Record newspaper outlet in Portugal, which said that they're very much interested in taking him on loan, and manager Conceição has actually signed off with the deal. My understanding on this situation is that I read today, the latest I'm hearing is that Chelsea will look at him at pre-season and then make a decision on him. Now, you look at it two ways. One outlet is one person is saying they'll look at his situation and make a decision. The other is actually saying that Pochettino will keep him regardless because he's very much part of his plans going into the new season. But then it's surprising the newspaper articles actually reported this is the person who's reported it. Was it Ebola again? They're another Portuguese outlet again that are reporting it, and I think they cover
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah,
Ebola?
Ebola. Yeah, I think it's Ebola. I think they actually cover I think they cover Porto very much in Portugal. And I can understand why that report is actually coming out. If it's the same one, or is it a Ebola? I've heard of a Ebola, but not a Ebola. I don't know why they've got it at that unless they meant to put it at Ebola rather than putting it at the beginning. They put it at the end. So my understanding is, but so if it is them, it wouldn't surprise me that they are reporting this and it's coming out because, as I said, they are an outlet in Portugal, and I think they do cover Porto. So that's the reason why this deal is doing its rounds there. But I for one hope Chelsea don't let him go. I mean, from what I've seen, pictures of seeing him in training and from what I've seen highlights of him, he does look the business. And looking at him, you can see he looks steady, he looks built, he looks just like the ideal player you need in that midfield. So hopefully we'll hold on to him.
Tell Bobby that Bobby will be proud of it.
He is, mate. He is. You look at his physique. I mean, you just look at his physique. I mean, I've shown pictures of him in training. His physique, Kachilla, it's second to none. I think he's kind of done some work. He has, and he's obviously done some work over the summer in the gym or whatever it might be. And he's just the kind of ideal player you need playing in that midfield alongside an Enzo or playing alongside
and he's got goals in here.
Caicedo. Yeah, and he can score goals. So it'll be a surprise to me if we let him go out on loan, which I don't think will happen. I think he'll stay with us, and I'm looking forward to seeing him go next season. I really am. He does look the business.
Yeah, even if Chelsea decides to send them on loan, it will not be with an option or with what's the other or with an obligation to buy. Chelsea doesn't want to sell this guy. How hard we push to get him a work permit to join us last season shows you how much we value him. Hopefully, it all comes down to the manager's decision. He'll be part of the preseason, most definitely. But let's see how that pans out. Beyond that, let's see what else we have lined up. I'll catch up with what you have in the chat, and then we'll see what next we have lined up. So far, so good. My young blue hasn't woken up and started screaming for me. Big up to you too, Chelsea, all the way. Thank you for finding the time to join the show today. Big up, bro. You're one of the OGs. You're an OG here right now, and I appreciate and respect that. And hopefully I'll find a way to pay you back someday. We better go for Romeo Lavia from Southampton, and that's Norman Cisco Jr. Let's see what the club does. I think a few days ago we saw a report to the effect of us. You could say we have an offer on the table for him. From a personal perspective, we haven't spoken with Southampton, just to be clear there. Code Web says, Coach, are you going to do the pre-game shows and post-game shows for the preseason games? Definitely. But I'll look at it to be sure. The timing is important. I hope it doesn't. School will not start until August for my son. So maybe let's see what happens. Hopefully, it won't overlap. But let's see. Please, Coach, I really want to become a member, but I cannot because I don't have a bank account, but only OPay account. How can I register with it? I'm not sure how that works. I'm not even sure what that is. But maybe it's something you have to research. But you don't have to worry about that, bro. I have to be honest with you. If you cannot afford it, if for any reason you're not able to do that, you're still a valuable member of the community. Just bear that at the back of your mind. The membership just helps us sponsor students every month. So far, in total, if the winner for the past month gets the $50, then in total we'll be spending $200. And the membership hasn't actually earned us something close to quarter of that. But that's something we're doing from we're doing that because we can afford it. But the membership will help. We'll go a long way, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, maybe you can try and research it. It was so enjoyable to see videos on YouTube of so many sports fans calling Poch a snake and burning his picture and autograph from his sports days. This is amazing. So you're drinking their tears. Enjoy it if it tastes good to you. Down hit the like button, B, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So, DJ, you want to say anything with regards to how sports fans are reacting to Mauricio Pochettino's interview? The video I saw, I think the most painful, what pains them the most, is you can say the aspect where he says Chelsea has been, you can say something to the effect of Chelsea being the biggest club, not one of it, but the biggest club in England for 15, 20 years. They didn't like that. I don't know if you have anything to say to
mate,
that. I mean, it's enjoyable, really. But
just one. I'm just gonna cry on there. I'm just gonna drink their tears, bruv, because that is seeing the Tottenham fans. I've gone on to I've follow a lot of the I go onto the outlets. I read a lot of things. I watch a lot of things, and hearing Tottenham fans actually cry on the radio. That for me is the best thing ever hearing, because I've had some Tottenham fans actually crying on the radio.
I haven't actually seen that. Can you share that with me?
Yeah, no, it's on Talksport. I'm gonna find it. It's on one of my videos.
Whenever you find it, just no rush.
And the fans, it's just I think it was one or two fans. I'm like thinking, oh my, what he done to us? He's gone off to Chelsea. So they're claiming this, and I'm like thinking, oh my god, mate. Of course, Chelsea's a bigger club than they'll ever be, mate. I mean, the way the guy was talking on his interview, right? It looked like he wanted the Chelsea job for quite some time. Even when he was at Tottenham, it looked like he wanted the job. So listen, mate, it's all great. It's all fantastic. And look, I'm just loving it. Hearing the Tottenham fans just like get upset.
Nothing personal. It's banter.
Yeah, 100% banter. But you got some Tottenham fans that take it to the next levels, which I don't understand why. It's just football, as we said, it's banter. But you get some fans that are like that, unfortunately. And but listen, mate, I'm just going to continue to love it and just carry on drinking their tears, man. That's what it's all about.
Deborah says they're trying to drive a narrative of passive persuasion. That may well be the case. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with 55 likes. Let's get it to 100 as soon as possible. Big up to you too, Keyshawn. Always nice to see you. The New York guy and my fellow American Santos is wise beyond his years. Santos, even Caicedo too. If you see them play, they're mature, way mature beyond their age. If you're not told, you think they're around the 24 to 25, but they're both 19. I think so, around that age, but about the same age bracket. Even Juve tried to get us to loan them Caicedo with an option to buy, and we said no, we're not doing that. And it's a good thing that Caicedo himself has said he's happy with the Chelsea project. He likes the way it's going so far. If he gets a chance, I'd take it. Let's see what the manager does. The good thing about Mauricio Pochettino is that he's good with young players, and he actually, you can argue, he likes young players quite a lot because of his high octane approach to football. It is like this: speed, lots of running, and all that. And young players would do well in such approach. Santos, all of them. Him, Caicedo, both are. Santos could be the kind of Loftus-Cheek of Sarri era, even a better. Here's the thing: I love Loftus-Cheek so much that I don't agree. Technically, to me, I think he's the more technically gifted of the two. That's just my opinion. And that's not me saying Santos isn't good. I love Loftus-Cheek is a better player. Let me just use that term. I love Loftus-Cheek is the more technically gifted of the two players. But unfortunately, it hasn't really worked out. It didn't work out for him at Chelsea because he's gone now. Again, Dybala going to be good with Turkey and Juventus striker too. Let's see what the club does. We'll get to that in a bit. Like the video, guys. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And that's from my bro Tom Abiodakun. Nice to see you. Who else do we have here? Stanley Onumba. Big up Kuchilang Wanem. Big up to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. One thank you for finding the time to join. Good morning, all. Good afternoon to some of you, and evening to some of you here. A lot of people message says Chelsea was awarded most successful club of the decade. Requirements was a success at all levels. Senior team doing well. Youth, the youth team and female teams as well. Poch was saying the truth. Nothing. Here's the thing. If there was any measure of or lie in what he said, honestly, I'd be the first to point it out. But he said the truth. But unfortunately, they cannot stand the truth. And let's just put it that way. But thank you for saying that. Yes, Coach, you can search a video of top creators, and they have showing many clips of fans burning Poch pictures and throwing away his stuff. There's so many out there. You can say they did him dirty. I have to use that language. He suffered for them. He led them to a UEFA Champions League final and was close to winning the Premier League with them. And it was also ruined it for them. And you can say the dagger to the heart on that occasion was Eden Hazard's goal against them. Was it at Stamford Bridge? I don't remember where that was. And you could argue if he had better players, he could have won the league at the time, and he won the Champions League against beating Liverpool to the Champions League the year they lost it to them. Here's the thing: he actually overachieved that Spurs. I understand that, but I think the tears of the Spurs fans, you could say, the reason Chelsea fans will actually go, you know what? I like Poch actually, even those that never liked him because he coached Spurs before. I think that will be a reason for them to start liking him. That's how I see it. But let's see. I hope Poch's progress progresses and finishes in the top 4 this season and win Premier League and UEFA Champions League with Chelsea in the next 2 or 3 years. So that Spurs can, RIP forever. Let's see what happens. As long as we sign, you can say, and everything starts this window. We have to be strategic this window, not sign players because they are big name players, but sign players that will fit into the manager's preferred approach to football. And I think we're doing that. We're not just signing players for the sake of it right now. If anything, we're actually signing players that we signed for the sake of signing players or because of they're just good, but without us being sure that they will fit into the manager's preferred approach to football. If we do well in this transfer window, then the rest will be history. And believe me, he's capable of winning trophies. But I'm not going to say that in the coming season. All I can say for the coming season is that we're well equipped to do better than a lot of people expect us to do. And everything comes down to the players who sign this window, if that makes sense. Yes, Coach, I can boast about my club being the biggest club in those years. And Poch has to realize that, and I promise you, he will treat the club like the biggest club ever. Likewise, some coaches. Yeah, I think he said that. Here's the thing: he understands the Chelsea culture, the winning culture, the winning mentality, and all that. And I'm happy. I just found out that Pochettino finished second in Premier League in the 2016-2017 season when Chelsea last won. It. Yeah, so Poch was a Premier League and Champions League runner-up with Spurs. It really is impressive. I am getting you, Coach, now. I got that at the first time I read something with regards to that. I think I don't even need the statistics stats to realize that Poch is a good manager. How good of a manager he is. I knew that before time, and I knew before time also that Chelsea becomes the next Chelsea manager when we were still looking. I would like Pochettino to go for Lautaro Martinez. No need of Paulo Dybala. We need experience, and we may well get him. Plus, it's not that expensive. 12 million euros isn't bad to get an experienced player like him. Hi there, Coach. Rido, always nice to see you, brother. Just saw some news about Caicedo. They want at least 100 million for him. I think with that price, we should look for another alternatives. Here's the thing: I think it's just rumors. I don't think you should believe that. Lucky Scene, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. A Manchester United fan, by the way. Nightbot, again, if you don't know, Nightbot is a machine. It's not a human being. It's a machine that's policing the chat, making sure that people are keeping it civil and not using certain offensive words. And if you do that, it will delete your message. Sometimes actually time you out. And if you use more than 3 emojis, it will do the same to you. But thank you. People maybe forgot that Spurs' highest achievement was under Pochettino in the last 10 years. Yep. I think there's something that a lot of people aren't paying attention to. So let's see what else we have lined up here. If you're watching, please keep dropping the likes on the stream. We have 61 likes. Let's get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. And please try as much as you can to keep the topics online, because as much as I like to interact with you, it's not easy to be switching between topics like this within seconds. It can be exhausting. Chelsea want AC Milan to raise their offer for Christian Pulisic after the Italian side made a second bid worth up to 18.9 million pounds for the American winger. I think Leon, they're offering more, right? Is this something? I don't know. The report with regards to how much Leon has offered for Christian Pulisic is, I don't know. I don't recall if it was in pounds or if it was in euros. Not too sure, but I think there's a long way to go. I know a lot of people are saying take the money and run away, just like they said with the case of Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. And look what happened. We got exactly, you can say, nearly how much we asked for those two players. But DJ, you have anything to say with regards to this, or should we move on? And I want to get more from him because we paid around 50, right? 50.
Yeah, round about that for him.
Yeah,
I mean,
go ahead, yeah.
No, I think I said to you a couple of days ago in your stream. We asked this question, and why Chelsea should be taking the money of what they want for him. Look, listen. I mean, I know. I said he's injury prone, but he's still young. People got to remember that, and why Milan?
And he can overcome that.
He can do, and playing in the Italian league, he definitely will do. And I think he can be a good player in the Italian league. Personally, I really think he can do in Serie A. But for me, what Chelsea are asking for is a little bit more. I can understand why we're asking for that kind of money for him, because the fact that the player is willing, the will for him to say, I want to go to AC Milan is what making AC Milan drive this deal to narrowing it down to 80 million, because they're thinking, no, he really wants us. So let's give Chelsea any old price for him. And Chelsea have made it perfectly clear what they want for him. And I really hope we can get at least that, what we're looking for. I think Chelsea said even 21, 22 million. I think Chelsea will accept that. But they're not even offering they're not even offering even 20 million. It's under 20 million they're offering. So I can understand Chelsea saying no to this. I think Chelsea will push on it. And I think eventually we'll get what we want for it. And I think eventually Chelsea will get the right deal out of it. And let's not forget, the transfer window's got a lot. I mean, it's not closed until September the 1st.
So we're not in a
rush. There's a long way
Mm-hmm.
to go for this deal to get done. So yeah, I wouldn't panic about it now. For me, I think it will happen, and I think Chelsea will get the prize they want for him as well.
Yeah, and his thing, he's more than just a footballer. You can say he's the door to the American market.
Yeah,
and I'm sure AC Milan, they know that quite well. And Leon is a difficult one. They have a financial situation themselves. Plus, they don't have Champions League football. And you did say something. The fact that he wants to leave, he wants to go to Milan, makes it difficult for us. But I think we're handling it well. Even if that was still saying you have to up your bid if you really want the player. Because we know he's a good player. He's not a bad player. I think the reason we're selling it is because it doesn't look like he wants to sign a new contract at Chelsea. No. He wants he wants a guaranteed starting place before he does that. And for those of you that are that have watched him play for the U.S. national team and are calling for the club to keep him for at least one more season, how are you going to keep a player that has refused to put pen to paper for a new contract, and then boom, he ends up leaving as a free agent? If anybody knows his value on and off the pitch, it's Bally. He's an American, so he would want to keep him. So probably they've tried, and he's refused to put pen to paper for a new contract. So unfortunately, he wants to join Milan. And I know Leon, they've offered us more.
And also,
go ahead.
And also, another thing. Sorry, Kachil. The other thing also with this whole situation is that I was going to make a point. It just went out of my head now about him. It was about him. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's be honest here, right? I know different players, different skill set. I mean, the same players with different skill set. I mean, obviously one player is way above him, but look at the hardball they were playing for us over Leao when we wanted Leao from Milan. We were not getting what we wanted out of that. They were overcharging us for Leao. The guy was had I think 1 year left on his contract before extending it, and look how they were being on that. So for me, in this situation, I don't see why we shan't be with the Pulisic situation, okay, and get what we want for the player.
And rumors are in the case of Leao, we did let in the window. I think it was. I don't know if it was the last summer transfer window. We went and let in the window with £100 million bid, and they refused it.
There you go. 10 times the money they're offering us. 10 times the money they're offering us for Pulisic.
Yeah, they sell at premium, but they want to buy again. You can say as cheap as possible. They're very cheap. Like somebody in the chat said. Kimuhu TV, nice to see you, bro. You're good, bro. I have no doubt Chelsea will have a good season. Poch will be a revelation as he is now in an environment where a club will meet his ambitions. I think you can argue this is the first delicious comment of the day, and I appreciate you saying that. Always nice to see you. Cannot wait to see what Chelsea has about transfer targets. Quite a lot, and I've seen a report from Fabrizio Romano saying we are actually working behind the scenes. We're talking to a lot of players that we don't know about. Maybe the club, the club has found a way to get journalists not to leak all their transfer targets or something like that. And I believe that. So let's move in silence. Let's move behind the scenes and get the deals done when people least expect us to. Come on, Milan. I hope they can raise it up to 20. If they get up to 20, maybe we'll take it. But I know he will end up leaving Chelsea. And Chelsea will prove in this window that we're not in a hurry to sell. And if we say we want more for a player, you have to pay up or you forget it. You saw what happened with Havertz, Mason Mount, and you see what we're doing. I'm dealing with Inter Milan with regards to their pursuit of another long move for Romelu Lukaku. Let's see. I think Poch never had the chance to work with a club that actually wins. So we judge him based on a bad start. And at PSG, no one won UEFA Champions League before, and they sack a manager every year. Yeah, I think that's the truth. They actually what's his name? One of the managers I would have loved to take over at Chelsea, Luis Enrique. He's taken over. Again, they've hired him now. Let's see how well he does. Let's get the likes up, people. 67 likes. Let's get it to 100 as soon as possible. What else do we have here? Temi Dyer saying maybe Chelsea should consider the service of Nightbot. Maybe he would do well. Nightbot maybe would do well for Chelsea Football Club. Let's recruit it and as an automated defensive midfield machine instead of wasting a humongous amount on Caicedo, in my opinion. Yeah, but I like that one too. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. And Glenn 10. Big up to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well.
Big up, Glenn.
Everyone
Big up, Glenn.
Nightbot, because you know it's a machine. But big up to you, Glenn. Coach, I'm not satisfied with AC Milan offer for Christian Pulisic. And this same AC Milan has refused to reduce a price of our prime targets. You can say, if you're talking about which of that players do we want? Okay, you're talking about
Leo, I think. We wanted Leo.
And he signed a new contract with them, hasn't he, DJ?
He has.
Right?
Yeah,
okay,
he has now.
Rashi, nice to see you. I appreciate you, Rashi. I hope you're doing well. AC Milan priced at 22 million euros, equal to 18 million plus in pounds. Yeah, that's again way below what I heard. Lyon offered. I read that Lyon has offered us, but let's see what happens. Glenn, okay, that is just a conversation between two people there. There's Pulisic the player and Pulisic the brand. Yes, and that's exactly the language I was looking for. On and off the pitch, he's worth quite a lot. So they should pay up if they really want him. Price is a bit low, in my opinion, but it's a clear out, right? But even though it's a clear out, we've seen how we've moved this particular window. We're not in a rush to sell any player. And once you come to us, we'll give you a price. And if you're not able to pay up, we're not selling. We've done that with two players already, Mason Mount and Kai Havertz. And we're doing the same thing with Romelu Lukaku and Inter Milan. So I like that. Even though it's a clear out, I'm not seeing any signs of desperation. And that is good. Plus, the transfer window, it's a long way. Has still a long way to go. Davey says, we love you, Mason Mount. Okay, thank you for saying that. Nothing wrong in saying that. That's your opinion in particular. I do love him too, and I respect him. He did well for us when he was on form. Mason Mount said his number 8, but our managers played. I'm not sure, but keep dropping the likes on the wings, people. What do you think about the Turkey links this week? I think I like Turkey from what I've seen, but I'm still learning more about them. You can say I'm not well acquainted with the sort of player he is. I'm still learning because I knew. You can say, let me be honest here. I knew nothing about him until Chelsea's interest in the player. If that's any truth to that, I don't know. Chelsea's rumored interest in the player emerged. That's when I started researching him and getting to know more about him. But I'd like to see him play 90 minutes. Clips don't have that much, but there are ways you can find videos of full 90-minute videos online and watch them. And I haven't had the time to do that. Vlahovic and Lautaro Martinez says Dera and Panjuna. Let's see. We'll get to that in a bit. What do you think about Turkey? I think I've talked about that myself. Good afternoon to you too. How are you doing? I'm fine. Thank you for asking. I see the topic is Pulisic, but we cannot have any discussions about him without mentioning. I'm not doing that today with you. Spending 100 on Caicedo, 100 million pounds, not pounds actually, on Caicedo isn't worth it. But let's see what I don't think we're spending that much. Like we did analyze that particular report, and to me it's absolute nonsense. Coach, to be playing with you, you were tired about Caicedo transfer. No. Honestly, Brighton is not giving up on keeping him. I don't think they want to keep him. He wants to leave. They know that. They were able to convince him to spend the past season with him. But I think if they try to do now, I think it will become a problem to them. Let's see what else we have here. I got money from Mount and Havertz. Brighton have right to ask 100 million. Good luck to them. I don't think they'd get anything close to that, if that makes sense. Big up to you too, Chelsea Till I Die. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for finding the time to join the show. Do you think Martinez and Nkunku interchanging will work in the Premier League? No, I don't think Martinez. I'm still a bit suspicious with Martinez working in the Premier League. And coach, and we have two. You could say we have too many players of similar attributes, similar profile. Honestly, if you ask me, in my opinion, we have Nkunku. Who else do we have there? The place like that. And we also have, we have Jackson. Jackson, you could say, is similar to Martinez also, given that he's not your stereotypical striker, not the target man. He's, you could say, a hybrid striker. We have too many players of similar profile, if that makes sense. Coach, the anticipation for the upcoming season is reaching new heights. The passion and enthusiasm among fans are skyrocketing, fueled by the electrifying impact of Pochettino's historic interview. Every day, I look forward to seeing your first comment on the stream. And Jerry Z, I hope you're doing well. Please do share the link to that article you wrote about Mauricio Pochettino's approach. I think achievements also, a mix of both, so the people can go check it out. And please, when he does, please go check it out. Read and take your time to leave a comment there. I think I'm the only person with a comment on that particular article there. On our blog, the Chelsea Perspective blog. But thank you, Jerry Z, for finding the time to join. You seem a bit too busy of late. I don't see you that much. But big up to you too. Nice to hear from you. Just stay there. Pay attention to what we discussed. I think we have a few items lined up, and they're all designed to keep you updated. Vanna is what. Nice to see you, brother. Sad day, coach. The man, the myth, the legend, Barbara Man will have his contract terminated soon. Everybody making fun of that African bro. Wow, he's been here for a while. And when we signed him, being honest, I didn't think he was a bad player. I think for some reason, Conte didn't like him. Right, I think he got a chance under Antonio Conte. Under whose reign did we sign him? Was it under Conte or Mourinho? Mourinho's second stint.
I think he might have been Mourinho.
But he got a chance under Conte during preseason. But he sent him out
on loan straight away.
I'm not too sure. Go ahead.
No, listen. I thought he started pretty well. I thought he started his career pretty well at Chelsea when he did come on, and I thought we got a player here. And then for whatever reason or another, the managers that we had, Jose, and then obviously Conte, they didn't fancy him after that. And I'm thinking, why then? And I guess I personally thought, did he get much of a chance at Chelsea? I don't
Not
think
that
he really
much, no.
did. I don't think he did. I think maybe I'd give him at least a season to see what we would have done, and then if he still wasn't happy, then by all means send him out on loan again. But we just kept on. He had a couple of good games. I thought when I saw him start for us, I thought it was in there. After that, it was just like, after that, leave him on the bench and then loan him, and then he never got his chance. And listen, it's still hard to believe that this brother's still at the club, isn't it, Cucurella, after when we signed him? And yeah, finally his contract is going to be terminated. Listen, I'm glad it didn't work out for him, to be honest with you, because as I said, I thought he started pretty well.
And he's going. I think he's going to PAOK.
Yeah,
he's going to PAOK in Greece. Yeah, I think so. Caicedo wants us. He and Brighton had an agreement to finish last season. Brighton will not be acting silly. Let's see what happens. I think we should be able to get that one over the line. I don't think Martinez is is that good. Inter Milan would scam us if we go for him. Yeah, and he won't come cheap. Important information for United fans that the man would have warmed a bench in the squad with Enzo, Caicedo, Sterling, and Nkunku. United did good enough to save around 5 million, but that's thanks for the 55 million. Here's the thing: I think you could say predominantly, one of the main reasons why they're signing him is the brand. Yeah. Mason Mount, he sells quite a lot of shirts too, and he's going to be their new, like Tabejo said on the panel, he's going to be their new poster boy. And Walter Omorebo says that Chelsea should get Caicedo. Costa, I'm thinking you're talking about Diogo Costa, the Portuguese goalkeeper, and I think we should. I think we are good. And DJ, were you the one that said he's actually good on the ball too?
Who's this?
Diogo Costa.
Diogo Costa. Yeah, he's not bad. I mean, people are saying about his ball to feet. I actually think he's okay. He's got he's a good shot stopper. I personally think he's probably going to give it more time. I think he'll be one of the best goalkeepers around for me personally eventually. And he's still young. Let's not forget that he's still young. And
how old is he?
I think he's around about 23, 24, I think. Something like that. Maybe, I think. So he's still got a way to go. Double check that. But I think he is. But if we can get him in, Cucurella, I'll tell you what, I've been going on about him for a long, long time to bring him in. But again, we're talking about big money for him now. I think the price has now gone up to 100 million euros for him now.
It's actually 23.
It's 23. Yeah.
His price has gone up to what?
Basically, I don't know if you heard, Porto have got this. They've got obviously past FFP, right? And there was a couple of days ago, I think they had until the end of June. Anyone that wanted to buy him could have got him for 75 or 75 million. Now that I spent that 31st is done, apparently his price goes up to 100 million now. So it's probably going to be difficult to even. I don't think Chelsea will go as far as that to get him. But my understanding is they brought in the guy, the big G himself to try and broker the deal. Is it not Pinas? Is it not, who's the guy they brought in? The Portuguese guy they brought in. I can't even get his name at the moment. He's a guy who brokers all the deal. Maybe people in the comments might be able to remind me who he is. He's now come into the deal to try and broker this deal for Chelsea, but it might be done in installments or payments. I think it's 3 payments. They're looking at installments, but let's see what happens on it. At the moment, though, I think Chelsea got other priorities before bringing a goalkeeper in anyway. So let's see what happens on that one.
But I think we'll still sign a goalkeeper at this window. Look at what Glenn has on the screen.
What's he saying?
I like Sports immediately setting up a BBQ to get to know everyone. He has a license to grill.
Only Glenn.
Oh my gosh, I like that one. 22 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. And if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. The likes will go a long way if you subscribe. If you like what you see, then subscribe. We signed him under Jose. Okay, yeah, Jose's second stint. So thank you, AB. I appreciate you saying that. If you do know that Mason Mount has been, okay, you know what? I'm going to scroll that, even though I like you, Rashi. Chelsea squad was really strong. Even Salah and KDB were benched. We were really. But keep dropping the likes on the stream. Rashi, okay, just having a conversation with him. I'm going to skip all that conversation there, please. Chelsea Football Club, to go on with clear rest. Okay, those who have gone the better. Yeah, exactly. We have to sell players that hasn't players that haven't worked out for us. It's as simple as that. It's business. Keep having you enjoy the conversation. We haven't had a free kick specialist since Drogba, Lampard, Ballack, and Alonso. I think Enzo is good, but probably because we were struggling when he joined us. You can say that to some extent. The fact that we were struggling before he joined us, that to some extent affected his confidence. You could argue. I'm not too sure, but at Benfica, he did take a free kick for them. But I don't quite remember. Let's see. What else do we have here? And Patrick Joyce. Hey, coach. Any updates? We're on it. Just stay tuned, and you watch us discuss. Address the items we have lined up. Nkunku is also a good free kick specialist. Wow.
Yes,
we need to have plenty of them. Big up to you too. I hope you're doing well. Joy the boy. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're good. Costa. So now everyone wants him. He's laughing too. Let's see what else we have here. No Caicedo deal meant to be 100 million plus. I think we'll sign him minus 20 million from the price you're quoting there. But let's see. Nkunku is deadly. His free kick style is like a Drogba's, but with more coil. Okay. I want to see that happen. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's see what else we have here. This season we have to work on every aspect. Free kick, corner kicks, throw-ins, counter-attacks. Lots of work. Be rest assured that Pochettino will sort out all those things. Is that true? Pulisic is headed to Milan. No, it's not done yet. Probably a long way to go. Let me see if I'm going to try to scroll to the very bottom, but I will try to get the comment of those of you that I haven't read anything you have in the chat. Let's be particular with reports. Negotiations are on, but these new reports from the graph is talking about hypotheticals. What reports in particular? I'm not too sure the one you're referencing, so please be specific. The Caicedo deal. So what are they saying? What's the Athletic saying? What's the Telegraph saying? Did you read it? You didn't see that? Okay, don't worry. I think he will educate us. He's still in the chat. I hope Todd liked the barbecue from Poch. He likes wonderful meals. I think probably. I hope that doesn't draw him very often to the training ground. I hope so. Yeah. Yes, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you for saying that, Patrick Joyce. I appreciate you saying that. Let's see, just having a conversation there. The Dybala news was from a Roma source revealing his release clause to the world. This is not an interest from the club. I think you could argue that. Don't miss out on the latest content from Chelsea perspective. Visit our website or blog if you prefer. That a blog post that often goes unnoticed. Take a moment to read, engage, and share your thoughts in the chat. Would really appreciate that. Thank you for saying that, Jersey. Okay, had we're ready to activate Dybala's deal, coach, please confirm this news. I think you've heard me speak about that. I think it's from a Roma source, according to Martin O. Not too sure whether there's any truth to that. Hi guys, I've heard of Chelsea trying to bring Dybala. Is that true? Nothing. Don't believe anything until you see the player holding the shirt and there's an official announcement. Then that's when you know it's the truth. Instead of Dybala, why can't we bring back Hazard to Chelsea so that he can retire in a blue jersey? I'm not too sure that's going to happen. Choma, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. What's wrong with buying? Nothing. We're still negotiating, and I'm not sure. I don't believe we're going to pay anything close to 100 million pounds. I mean, the 100 million about Caicedo. You could say the reference of Rice in the case of Caicedo, or people believing that we'll end up paying that much money because of how much Arsenal will pay for Declan Rice, that Brighton will want something in that region. I don't believe that. Our creators need to specify the different kinds of rumors, like Eunice does, links, rumors, agent talks, and waffle. Yeah, we do that here all the time. We analyze things, and we'll tell you when it's a bull doo and when it's the truth, if that makes sense. Jerry Z has shared the link again to our blog where it says, discover a fresh perspective on Pochettino's arrival at Chelsea. Together, let's keep the Chelsea perspective thriving. Please go check it out. Be sure to subscribe, read the articles on there, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about the article. You've had the time. You've had the time to read. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate that. I appreciate you too. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 16 more to get it to 100. Let's make it work. What else do we have here? Okay, Chama. I hope all these new players play as a team and family, not like individuals. Certainly. Certainly. I think we'll see that in the coming season. Let's see what else we have lined up here. Mr. Fantastic. I like this guy so much. Yeah, it's time to move on. I understand. As I've always said severally, I've said that 1,000 times now. We decided to get him to stay not because of his playing ability, but because of his leadership skills. Because he's been, you could say, a captain for a while now, and we need. You could argue had we not kept him, had it not been the fact that we had them within our ranks this past season, you can say we could have ended the season in a much worse position than we did. But thanks to him, and I'm glad to hear that Cesar Azpilicueta has completed the main part of the medical tests in Madrid as he becomes a new Atletico player on a 2-year deal. As revealed on Friday last week, Atletico entered the race when a deal was almost done with Inter and convinced Aspi to join them. For me, I like the fact that he's joining Atletico Madrid and not Inter Milan. Inter Milan, they don't deserve anything nice from us, honestly. I have to be honest. And this guy, you could say at least 2-3 more years in him. But at Chelsea, I think it's time to move on. He's achieved everything. He's won everything there is to win at Chelsea. If there's anything missing, I don't remember. Maybe you could say domestic cup. Has he won both? Has he won both Carabao and the other one? I'm not too sure, but that's, by the way, he served us well, and is you could say an exemplary professional. And I would like us to get a player, but I don't think there will be another Aspi, honestly. But TJ, what do you have to say about Aspi's departure?
No, listen, legend. I'm happy for him. Really happy. I mean, his service to Chelsea. I mean, he didn't have to sign that contract last season, but he did because of his love for the club.
And that's a good point. He didn't have to.
Yeah, he didn't have
Barca
to.
wanted him.
And he said no. I'm staying at Chelsea, and I think a lot of fans, I know myself included in that. I know a lot of us are all love Aspi. Obviously, happy he's moved on, and like you just said it as well, Kachil. I'm so happy he's not gone to Inter Milan. Because of how they are with us at the moment, Milan. And I'm so glad he's actually moved back to Spain, and I think he'll do well there. I'm not sure. I don't know if they're in the Champions League next season. Atletico. I'm not sure if they are. If they are, another season for him to play in Europe again, which would be great for him and his career. But yeah, nothing but utter respect for him. Love the guy. Obviously, he's gone now, and good luck to him, mate. And he deserves every bit of it when he moves to Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, I appreciate him. Good memories of him always. I get it. He's not the most technically gifted, but on his stage defensively, he's solid, and actually he can put in good crosses into the box. I think he had the highest assist from Morata, didn't he? He did,
and he's a Simeone type player as well. He's very much a Simeone type player as well, and I think he'll just cherish it. I think he'll just continue what he's left off from Chelsea. For him. So yeah, I mean, more like you said, he was at high assist for Morata goals, And and look, listen, I'm happy for him. Good luck to him.
He's an excellent. He's a good footballer. I like I've said. Good luck to him. Good luck. He served us well. He's a legend. Nobody can take that away from him. And he led us well, really. The club. I know Chelsea would have preferred to keep him even for one more year because we're in a transition period, and his leadership will go a long way. But he wants to be playing, and that's why he's asked to leave. And I'm happy that we've decided to let him leave as a free agent, even though he's still contracted to us. That's a mark of respect, and I appreciate that from the club. And from now on, I've already told you that I'm not going to read your comment if it's not aligned with the current topic. I'm sorry. As much as I like to interact with you, switching between topics like this within seconds doesn't help. It can be exhausting, really. I'm sorry about that. And kudos to my boy. Again, I left my office door open, so I'll see if he wakes up and starts screaming. But he's done quite well. He's still enjoying his sleep. So thanks to that. Let's see. I'm just gonna read this one, and I'll try to find Aspie comments in the chat. Anything beyond that, I'm not gonna read. Force them to watch the entire Fast and Furious franchise, and they will learn what family is. Yep, Dom and all this, and how close they are. Again, I think that maybe they should. I think I remember what's the Brazilian coach, the only Brazilian that's ever coached Chelsea, World Cup winner. Roman hired him. He gave him. I think he got the players to the Art of War. Felipe, what's his name? The Brazilian coach that coached us.
Felipe Scolari.
Felipe Scolari, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if any manager gets the players to watch a movie this as you can say as a bonding activity. But let's see. Bayern are trying to sign Kane. Yeah, I think he will work for them. Let's see. I'm looking for the Azpilicueta comment. What do you have to say with Azpilicueta's departure? Put it in the chat, and I'll read it. Anything beyond that, I will not do that. Captain and legend, I think he deserves to be called that. Aspie already in Spain. I wish him well. He never complains. Even I think during Frank Lampard's era, we thought that's it for him. A lot of people thought that's it for him. He's gone. He's not staying. And then Tuchel came in. He also emerged as one of our best players under Thomas Tuchel, actually. He Santos well. Aspie already in Spain. Yeah, good luck to him. He's a player I respect so much. Love Aspie. He deserved the high wages our players are getting these days. Yeah, I just wish a Saudi club, you could say, wants him. And I'd like him to go there and earn quite a lot of money. Yeah, I love him so much. I respect him too. Caption, Dave, best of luck. And definitely, I think you meant captain there. Your phone helped you spell that one. Captain Dave, best of luck, and definitely a legend. And top three, you can say captains at Chelsea. I agree. After John Terry, he'd be my choice. Probably because I don't know all the other people that have captained Chelsea before. Chelsea, Deezer, you have anything to add to that?
Nah, listen,
does he top the list for you?
There's obviously JT. Him as captain. Yeah, I'm trying to go back as far as when I started. There was another good captain back in the day. I think it was. I'm going back though. No one will probably know the guy, but Joe McLaughlin used to be a good captain for us back in the day. But I'm going back to the. I'm going back to the.
Won,
but in terms of what we've won, no. But in terms of what we've won, no, 100%. John Terry and Aspie to follow that, 100%.
And if we're going by that logic, the logic of what they won, then he should be. But it's difficult to do that because I've seen somebody. I think it was this friend on Twitter actually called him the greatest ever Chelsea captain, and I said I wouldn't go to the extent of calling him the greatest ever Chelsea captain, just because JT he led differently. JT was a warrior, and you don't see that again. I know he led by example, by his commitment. And probably, you could say maybe a good orator. I haven't heard him speak in the dressing room like the players, you could say they all have. But in terms of how they led on the pitch, I think JT, there's more to his leadership than Azpilicueta. But if we're going by the logic of what they've won, he topples JT, unfortunately. He's won the Champions League, the Club World Cup. He's also won, I think he's won, did he win 2 Europa Cup with us?
Yes, yes, I think, was he there when we won the Euro? Yes, I think he was there.
The one we won with the former Liverpool manager and the one on the Sarri. I think he won both.
Yes, he did, because we won the Champions. Oh, big up, Roger. How you doing, brother?
The Spanish man is here. Gracias, hola, señor.
Hola.
Don't leave any Spanish for him. Speak
Bueno.
Yeah, I think he did. So let me say something else before Roger says this. Let me do a topic for him before I come to him. He's a consummate professional, so that Roger don't get to say it. He was excellent for us. I hope Simone and Stain, his medieval Dave, loved him, won it all. You can say, yeah, he won it all. Except for the domestic cups, I'm not too sure if he's won both. I'm not too sure. Did he?
Yes, he has.
Azpi is the only Chelsea player to have won every single trophy
there is to win.
Now there is one exception. Now there is one exception. Now the new Europa championships. You know, the third string below the
new one, right?
That one, West Ham one.
Conference League.
Conference. Yeah, the third level. I mean, technically he hasn't won that, but other than that, he's won everything.
Roger, you must have called that the Cup Winners' Cup, mate.
Yeah,
he's won that then. He hasn't won that. The Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah,
I remember that, mate. We won it. We won it. I remember it. Yeah, Dennis White. I think Dennis Wise was there when we won the Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah. Also, you're missing a really good captain.
And La Liga is slower, and he will settle. Mm-hmm. He will settle well there. Okay, he didn't win. I think that doesn't count. The charity cup shield doesn't count, right?
No, it's not a major tournament. I think he's won one actually, but it's community shield. It's not a. I don't.
Did we get to win the community shield? I don't think we did.
I'll check it out. I think we have. I
don't think we have won that for a while.
We won it. When did we last win
Even after, on occasions where I remember we won the league, we end up losing the Community Shield Cup.
Community Shield.
Good afternoon to you too. His Mount, I hope you're doing well. You were the one that told me yesterday you're disappointed that Mount left. I'll highlight this. Maybe we'll get to it later. But right now we're talking about Cesar Azpilicueta. What do you have to say about him? What do you think about him? How well do you think he served us and all that? Whatever you want to say about him, you go ahead and say it. Cesar is going to Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid, not Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid. As you can see, the jersey he has on the screen there is Atletico's. Let's see. He's a club leader, a legend. Big up to you too, brother. Briani Yahayu, aka 343 Dynamo, aka Vivel FC, and aka Jackson CFC. His name is dynamic. So if we sign a new player, chances are he changes his name to Caicedo CFC. But let's watch out for that. But much love to you, brother. Maignan or Costa, Caicedo, Weeds, Turkey, Vlahovic, all Martinez. Our season 2023-2024 is made of work. Again, let's see what the players we end up signing this transfer window. Pretty sure Azpi is the most decorated Chelsea player ever. One of the most.
He's up there, definitely.
Is he the most? Wait, let me say it. Let's talk about this. Is he the only player that's won all those things?
Yes. You're looking at Kante. Kante is only missing the League Cup. That's the only thing he's missing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. That is spot on, Roger. Yeah, he's true.
Wow. So he is the most decorated Chelsea player ever. I think rumors are really spreading all over. Chelsea are on the competition with our opponents. So it's just a matter of waiting to see. Roger, I'll get to you in a bit. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up. Amaji Chigoze Mourinho once said that he can win the league with 11 Azpis. Yes, I remember that. And thank you, Chigoze Nwanne, for saying that. I appreciate you. Thank you. I remember him saying that. We're going to miss our legend. I will miss him. But unfortunately, at some point, again, you can't stay at the club forever. You have to move on. I am excited Aspi chose Atletico Madrid instead of greed region Inter Milan. That's very creative there. I wish him a pre-retirement career with Atletico Madrid. He is a wonderful servant leader. Hope to see him at Chelsea in the future in some capacity. I think that will happen. Such people usually come. They do come back. Yeah, he will come back in some capacity. And he looks like the sort of player you can say that in the future will become a good coach. I think he is. Wishing you all the best, Aspi from Choma. Choma, thank you so much for saying that. And DJ just saying hello. DJ is everywhere. He's in the chat. He's on the panel. Maybe you need a big headline on top screen stating a current discussion is subtopic. As a reminder, here's where that's a problem because we highlight and interact with the people in the chat. We highlight the comments from the people by the people in the chat and read them. It makes it difficult to have that. So which means at the point you have to stop highlighting the comments in the chat for people to see the current topic. So I'm trying to find a solution here, but I'll think about it. It's a good suggestion, but it sounds easy, but it's not that simple because this is an interactive show. You'd have to not highlight any comment for the particular topic to show. So I don't know. I think lots of us have been here long enough to understand how we operate, and some of you you could say adhere to the rule. You can say unwritten rule, and it does help in so many ways. Dennis Wise, okay, how does it compare to Dennis Wise, DJ? And maybe let's start with Roger since he hasn't spoken. Roger, you go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he personifies being professional, doesn't he? He leads in so many ways, on and off the pitch. When you see the likes of people like Silva, you know, complimenting him, to say that he's a genuine person, and first and foremost, what separates him above everyone else is the type of person he is, not the person on the field, but just his integrity. That speaks volumes. I think it's the best £7 million we've ever spent.
Right, was this 7? I thought it was 8.
I believe it was 7, but I could be wrong.
But even if it was 10.
Yeah, by today's standards, a backup tea lady costs more than that. He's the consummate professional in so many ways. He's another great captain that we can compare him to is Ray Wilkins. Also, I'm showing my age here, but he was a brilliant captain. So listen, and even Peter Bonetti to a certain extent. But he'll go down in the annals.
If we're going by what they've won, he tops the list.
Yeah, he's the only one that has won everything that's available to him to win as a major. And I use the term major because the Charity Shield is not a major. Like, for instance, when you see Sky Sports or BT Sports, they'll list achievements of either a club or a player. And when it includes the Charity Shield, it won't have the term major in it. But when it lists major trophies, it won't have the Charity Shield listed in it because it's not considered a major trophy. You know, it's actually technically pre-season is what it is. So
yeah, so it doesn't really matter, but I don't think he got to win that.
No, I don't believe he did because the last time we won that was 2009, 2010. So he came on 2012, if I'm not mistaken, 2013.
Yeah, it was 2012.
It's immaterial. It's just a pre-season friendly. That's all it is. It's a glorified pre-season friendly, I should say. But it doesn't carry weight. It's not a major trophy. You're looking at a person that's which I find really quite shocking, that he's the only one to have won everything with the exception of the third level European tier now, which I don't count. I mean, if the fact that we couldn't even qualify for that shows you how poor we are. But he'll go down as a great, period.
He will. I'll still come back to you so you can speak with him, speak about him overall, because I just had to bring you in to speak about how he compares to Dennis Wise. DJ, do you have anything to add to that?
Nah, everything Roger says spot on, and we're going to go to the comparison of Dennis Wise. I think Dennis Wise won. I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he won about 5 trophies. Dennis Wise won FA Cup. I think he won the ZDS Cup as well, as it was known, the Carling Cup or Coca-Cola Cup. It was known back then. the Super Cup, and I think he also won obviously the Cup Winners' Cup.
Right, but
Yeah,
don't forget
Mhm.
though, just by going by what you've won, it's a team sport. You know,
Yeah.
you look at Ray Wilkins' time. We were
Yeah.
not a great elite team, but he was a great captain. So you can't really listen. I mean, Ray Wilkins, had he been born and in this era, he would have been an outstanding captain for Chelsea, and vice versa. If Aspie was born 30 years before, he wouldn't have won hardly anything. Would have still been a great captain. So I think we need to look at those two things and say they're not mutually exclusive either.
Let's find a closure to this. I know it's not possible. I don't think we can find a closure on a particular subject.
I do know one thing. I do know one thing.
Yeah, go
Coach,
ahead.
I do know one thing. He's gone to Atletico, correct?
Mhm.
Hypothetically, if they come and play at the Bridge before he retires, and Aspie is either on the bench or plays in that game, he will get a standing ovation from the
He
Bridge.
will.
That's an assured
He will.
guarantee.
Yeah, that's for
100%,
sure.
mate.
Do we need a scientist to help us check if that's possible?
No, I'm just that should speak volumes to you.
No, I'm just
Because
saying.
he might not
But
put
I
it
know.
now.
But Roger, here's what I want to say. Let's you can say let's find a closure to this. Some are arguing he's our greatest ever captain, but some people find it. Even I find it difficult to rate him above JT. For some reason, I cannot quite put my finger on it.
Different kind of
but
leader.
maybe because JT led differently. JT led as a warrior, but he's not. He doesn't behave as the same way as JT. He leads by his commitment. Doesn't even speak that much on the pitch.
Well, actually, he
How do
doesn't
they
point
differ?
a lot.
How is it people like I? How is it that people like me and some other people find it difficult to rate him above JT?
If you're talking about leadership in itself, Gonchilla, obviously John Terry, I can see why he's way up there in terms of his leadership, what he was like on the pitch. You know, he was a shouter. We all know John Terry was a shouter. If you wouldn't get into line, he's one of those that will get the rest of the team.
Face too.
A warrior in your face. I mean, listen, that guy took a big kick in a final. Let's not forget he took a massive kick in the face in a final that we won against Arsenal. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can remember that kick he got. And he went off. He still came back afterwards. You know, after that, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Warrior type style player.
Yeah, I think JT has more assists and more goals than him. But let me hear. I want to get Roger's thoughts. I want to put him on the spot here. Roger, why is it difficult? Like people like I would find it very difficult to rate him above JT, even though if we go by the numbers in terms of what each of them have won, it's simple. It's just him.
Yeah.
But your thoughts? Why is it like that? Is this just out of respect?
Well, they're intangibles. JT was a better player than him. Let's put it that way. He was a better centre back than him, even though he's a wing back or a right back for the most part. And I know he started off as a left back. He took what's his name's place, the former left back from Arsenal that we got, one of the great
Cole,
yeah. So he replaced him. I mean, and if you listen to Cole's interview about him, he spoke so highly about him.
About Aspie.
Yeah, he was amazing.
And sorry, how many positions did you name? Left back, right back, right wing back, right centre back.
Yeah. He's probably played left wing back too, probably occasionally. You know, he's a utility player. He's never been blessed with size or speed, but he reads the game very well. They're completely different types of players. I wouldn't call him world class, even at his peak. I wouldn't classify him as world class, and that's no disrespect to him because he's an elite player in so many regards. But he's versatile. Obviously, John Terry is not as versatile as him, but I think he was a higher caliber in one position than him. And obviously, he's been blessed with more physicality, more height, etc. So you're comparing apples to oranges. As for leadership qualities itself, there are certain intangibles, and they have different personalities. You know, so it's hard to say. Listen, some people react to motivation in different ways. The game has changed, even since John Terry's played. When you think about it, when he first came on the scene, the game has changed. It's progress.
Honestly, we do need a show for this. We need a
yeah,
special
but
for
you know
this.
what?
Yeah,
There's so
it
many
will be
intangibles.
interesting. I mean, Roger, I hope you understand my point. I just find
Yeah.
it difficult to rate him above JT. For some reason, I'm trying to say maybe it's because I
Different kind of
respect
player,
their leadership
different
style.
kind
But
of
go ahead, yeah.
different kind of player, different kind of leadership. For the most part, different kind of position also. Even though they play in the same line for the most part. Listen,
Wow.
so actually to even be compared to JT or vice versa I'm sure if you interview each of them, they would be honoured to even be mentioned in each other's company. I think they'll admit that deep down. So you know we've been blessed to have two substantial individuals that play on our team and have been very successful in everything they've done.
They led differently, but still great.
Yes, and they're both. Their attributes are so different in so many regards because their personalities are. But you know, once he arrived, did I think he would be the player/captain? He would be? No, not at all.
I didn't like him. I have to be honest. When we signed him, I didn't like him. I hated seeing him come on. I have to be honest.
Did you really? Well, I hadn't thought about it in that terms. Listen, he's he grows on you, doesn't he? He really does. You know.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't like, I know he's not the most technically gifted.
No,
let's put that. Let's agree on that. But
then he took over
it's the most
Ivanovic,
the most committed on the pitch. It give you 300%. It also again, I think it's just different, and he grew on me, and ever since I haven't changed my mind about him. Even whenever I talk about him, I look beyond the fact that he's not the most technically gifted. But every other thing I take and keep him in the team. But go ahead, Roger, with what you were saying. Sorry apologies for cutting you off.
No. Well, the thing that really endeared me to him, it was hard for me to like him at first because he took over also from Ivanovic, right? Branislav Ivanovic, I mean, who's one of my favorite players, who was really clinical in the air, which was just a consummate professional. And you know, you look at him and
has played in various positions too.
Yeah, and then you look at Aspie, and I'm thinking, wow, this is a bit of a drop off. But no, he warms up to you eventually, you know, and you can see in the fact that he lacks speed, but he tries his hardest, you know, and he's not blessed with a tremendous amount of skill or athletic prowess, and yet he still excelled and stayed and played in a very high level in a big club, you know. So you have to give him kudos. And listen, the fact that you have other coaches across the board and all his peers cannot speak highly enough of him, what does that tell you?
It says a lot. That's let me catch up on what we have in the chat so we can switch topics here. 7 million for Aspie is a steal. Let's see anybody else. I prefer Aspie's captaincy because it's littered with less controversy. Real captain and leader. I know we're taking that too, and I don't want to take it to that. Yeah. Really. Mike, you're not going to get me Chelsea all the way. Tamidayo, my keepers a short list is Mayon. Okay, Mamadasville, Martinez, and Costa. Let's keep it aligned. Let's round off with Aspie before we move on. Kenny's coming to Chelsea. I'm going to say this. I'm just going to take that, but I'm not going to take any other non-aligned topic until I get to the very bottom. If Kane comes to Chelsea, I'll do $100 giveaway this season because there's a chance he comes next season. But this coming season, he's not coming here. If he comes, I'll do $100 giveaway. So
why don't you make it $1 million? It's not going to happen.
Yeah, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along where we are. 98 likes. Let's get it to 100. And my boys are actually right now behaving, enjoying their sleep. Maybe we'll get a chance to stream as long as we want. Okay, good luck to that. If you deep it for only 7 million, Aspie would be the ideal player for all new era, cheap, loyalty, consistent. I think that sums it all up. The last time Chelsea won Community Shield was under Carlo Ancelotti. Yeah, and he wasn't here then. But thank you so much to Chigozie. And thank you for providing that information. I appreciate that. I think I've always wanted to make Chigozie a mod here. I'll find them and do that myself when the other panelists here start speaking. Only Aspi and Marina have won everything. Oh, Marina, has she? Oh, she has. I think so. Let's see. I am having a feeling Poch is going to turn Gallagher into a Modric type of player. Wow.
What?
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Do I think Gallagher is a good player? I think that's a good player. Him. Do I think he can still get better? Yes. I don't think he's Modric type of player. No, he's not. Do I think he has a chance? Yeah. Poch can get him to start firing in all cylinders and achieve quite a lot, but he's not a Modric type of player. He's very different, if that makes sense. My argument isn't whether he's good or not. My argument is that he's different. He's not Modric's type of player.
You're comparing him to a world-class player that's been at a high level for over a decade. That's nonsensical.
To some extent, that's actually unfair, right?
Yes, it's not even relevant.
All right. If we can win the league, okay, with 11 Aspis, sure, we can win 2 leagues simultaneously with 11 Kantes. Yeah, the same energy for Kante. We know Kante, the difference he makes. We talked about that's what we do with any. Hey, it's then once any player that served us well leaves the club, we do talk about them, discuss our favorite moments of that particular player. But in the case of Aspi, it's difficult to find favorite moments because he's a defender. But you can, some are able to actually, you can say, pick out some of his last ditch tackles and all that. I think he had a few in the Champions League final. Actually, he was excellent for us also. Yeah, coach, the delightful sound of spoon hitting the coffee cup never fails to ignite my enthusiasm. I love this guy so much, and I appreciate all his contributions to the growth of the community. For brewing another cup of coffee, it's like music to my ears, encouraging me to indulge. Yeah, I think this is more of a remedy than just coffee. For my throat, so I mix it up with all the stuff. A community shield is a preseason charity game. It's not even a trophy. Yeah, we agree with that. You're doing the tap-in on Roger right now. Good morning to you too, bro. Always nice to see you. And we'll take care of your cash prize today after the show. Big up to you too, Tony Tiger. Always nice to see you. Coachella, I miss. Yeah, I did see that and I've responded if you check. Interesting to see those who said Azpilicueta out are now admitting how awesome Aspi was. Chelsea fans are very interesting. I think some of them, if you paid attention, some are just saying, I think he's dusted. We don't need him as a player. But when we kept him, when he was on the verge of joining Barcelona, we decided to keep him. I realized that we weren't keeping him because of his playing ability. But he ended up being a blessing in disguise, because had it not been the fact that we had him within our ranks that the past season, the situation could have been, you could say, turned out worse for us. Yeah, but that's, by the way, in my next live, coach, if I have a chance to choose the best journalist, I would choose you, coach. Wow, that's some statement right there. But enjoy this particular live first of all, and I hope you achieve all the good things you hope to achieve. Fabrizio, you both aren't just a Chelsea a super fan, but given best news, what we do is not just me, it's just the panelists. I'm sure if it is me, if just me alone, you get bored and never return. But yeah, we spice it up. We debate. I wouldn't say argue. Sometimes it can get feisty, but it's always open to other people's opinion to learn from it. But thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Diaby kicked Terry. I don't remember that incident in particular. Gilfie says, if we miss out on Caicedo, I will be so disappointed. I don't think we'll miss out on him. Coach, let me have Roger's analysis on Poch's interview. Okay, I'll highlight this again. Roger, don't forget, please, before we round up, he said that 10 times yesterday. He wants you to talk about Poch's interview. So I'm going to highlight that. So I'm going to get you to talk about that. John Terry was captain in a squad of captains. Some statement right there. Mikel was Nigeria's national team captain, and there were others. I think there were others I don't quite recall. Ballack was for Germany. Who was for England also? He wasn't the captain for England. It was who? At one point, the Lampard captain England.
Yes.
Okay, he shared it. Did he share it with Gerrard, I think, or something? There were others too in the squad who were the captain of their respective national teams and all. So yeah, that's some statement right there. Let's see. From my bro, Brianna Yahayu, Aspi in his prime was blessed with decent, accurate crosses too. Morata was, you can say, is it correct? Will it be correct to say Morata, you can say, was his biggest benefactor? Is that correct? I think I'm correct. He had the most assists for him. And he's a good crosser of the ball. Most people don't give him credit for that. But thank you for saying that. JT, one of the players that made me start loving Chelsea. Aspi is more versatile than Terry, but Terry reads the game better. But JT was a better leader. JT, more goals, more assists, even though he's a defender. And Constantine Dante, don't make me lose my voice trying to say your name the way I like to say it. Hello, everyone. Chipchilla, he calls me. I appreciate you joining, brother. Aspi transfer to Chelsea is one of the, it has to be one of the best businesses the club has done. £7 million in 2012. I get it. Some will say the value right now will be, you can say, 3 times that. But even at that, it is still cheap. Good scouting work there, by the way. Aspi is my choice for the best Chelsea captain ever. Okay, you have a good reason for that. Here's something I was looking for. SCN, Mikel, Ballack, Droma, and Terry, they were captains in their various national teams. So, John Terry was captain of captains. Now Chelsea becomes Arsenal Pro Max, buying so many young players, but not signed experienced players. Listen, I think we will be well. We'll be fine. Alex Billet, just calm down. I promise you, JT was a world class. Yeah, he was. I'm trying to scroll to the bottom. The chat is on fire. Okay, how close am I? Very close. That argument goes both ways. Yes, all captains, yet JT managed to keep those same captains in check. Aspi had a different generation of players as well. You can say they all led well when they led us, but they led differently and in different circumstances. But it's still, again, it depends on who you ask. Those that argue Aspi have to be the greatest given what he's won, they are correct to some extent, but the other argument also to some extent. Adita, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Lautaro Martinez or Paulo Dybala, given Dybala is more injury prone and costs 12 million euros. But Argentine connection with Poch for Martinez. Who should Chelsea go for? I'm going to highlight this. We'll talk about that in a bit. Coach, a fortitude coach. This is you haven't said this to me in a while, but I appreciate you, brother. Much love. He means a 37-year-old footballer, guys. Okay. My favorite number is 28. So all my shirts have 28 on them. Everyone thinks it's Aspi. Well, you can't change that. And I think it's Aspi too. As good as Aspi was as a captain, John Terry had to deal with much bigger personalities, much bigger egos, and they respected him highly. Do you think Kepa would have approved his antics with Sarri if JT was there? I think that will forever be a dent on Aspi's record as Chelsea captain. What do you make of that, Roger?
What do I make of the fact that because
the
John
Kepa's antics, that issue under Sarri? I think that will. Do you think that will be a dent on Aspi's record as our leader?
No, not whatsoever. No, not at all.
Okay, Roger has dismissed me, and I think it's correct. I don't think it's anything serious. Do you what could he have done? Punch him or shove him off the pitch?
Listen, Aspi. I'm sorry, Aspi. I mean, what's his name? Kepa already admitted he was feigning an injury. He was just trying to buy time on the pitch. That's all. So, you know.
But that's the explanation he gave. We all saw it differently.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it was, you can't put that on Aspi. You really can't. I mean,
No, it doesn't make sense, really. You see why? You see what Constantine Dante he says, is this sensible, Roger, or realistic, Roger?
Do you know
Roger, I appreciate you explaining it. I'm happy you said it. You said that wouldn't be because I was thinking maybe that would be a dent on his record. I don't think it makes sense. But go ahead, DJ. You wanted to say something?
No, I was just gonna. Sorry, so I was just gonna say we're talking about this game. You guys are bringing it up about the whole thing on Kepa and the whole situation. I can still remember the commentator's voice in that game and what he said in that. So you guys
remember that?
I mean, Sammy's walking out of his job.
Yeah, do you remember? Wow, I forgot about that.
Oh, I can't believe that, mate. Seriously. Sorry, I'm sorry. I know I just had to bring that up. It just was funny.
Watching Sarri just go to the doors and then turn around. It's like he didn't know what to do. Bless him. I mean,
that's hilarious.
I've never seen anything like it before.
Yeah, apparently Glenn is trying to get in shape. I haven't gotten to that comment, but I'm going to try to get to it in a bit. Ben tweeted, what did he tweet? Can you let us know, Joy the Boy? My wife also sometimes imagines Aspie as...
Seriously, Constantine, bro.
Oh, my goodness. And Constantine, I think you were not here yesterday. I hope you're okay. Please do let me know. Coach Jerry and Roger changed my mind to support Poch and be a member of Poch's army. Not going to lie, Poch's interview also helped a lot. I think that interview... I'll get Roger to speak about that after I catch up, before we go to the next topic. I think it convinced a lot of people. And I think another thing that's convincing people even more is how pained the Tottenham fans are right now. They don't like that. Holla, Coach, will you be okay with Chelsea beating as high as 100 million for Moises Caicedo? He's the player we need, but Brighton is pulling our pants down. I think. I don't believe that rumor for right now. I think it end up being around 80, 85. I think at most 90. Might not even get to that. And one more reason being there are no many suitors. It's just us at this point. The chances are if we don't move quickly, other suitors may well
Coach, other teams have backed off because Caicedo said he's only interested in going to Chelsea.
Oh, exactly. So, and that's helpful for us. But I think pay up to 100 million. It depends on how much you want him. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I really have a sour taste about Brighton, especially when we spend 62 million on Cucurella. Now, don't get me wrong; he could turn out to be a Ballon d'Or winner next year. Obviously, I'm being facetious here, but to me, I think we're going to have. If we have to, I would want us to spend 100. Even though I can't stand Brighton right now, we're going to have to because I think if we
you're taking it personal, Roger.
Yeah, we can't afford not to sign him, Coach. We can't afford now that Kante's gone. He leaves a huge hole, a huge vacuum. We cannot afford to not have Caicedo.
He has to be our most important sign in this particular.
Yeah, otherwise you can kiss the season goodbye. You can kiss top 4 for sure. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch up and then I'll come back to you to have you talk about the interview. Like someone in the chat has been begging you. Yeah, thank you for that, Vic. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Shevchenko was Ukraine's captain under JT. He managed plenty ego as a captain. Yeah, that's important to note that too. It was hard to beat Chelsea, especially at home during JT's era.
It was a fortress.
And I think I recall Mikel saying something to that effect too. That during halftime he will come at your face and let you know what speak sense into you and let you know this is Chelsea. We're not losing this and all that.
The bridge was a
go ahead, Roger. Were you saying something?
Yeah, the bridge was a fortress back then.
It was.
Especially in the first spell. I mean, it was for us even to concede of it. It wasn't a question of do we win the game, is how many clean sheets do we keep that season? Every year for like 4 seasons. It was just a fortress like we've never seen before.
And we don't even have to score too many goals.
No, we won so many 1-0s. You know, it's because, listen, as the old adage goes, if you don't concede goals, you don't lose.
Yeah, we had 83 home games unbeaten, approximately 4 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for saying that, Peter. Chelsea should keep an eye on Real Madrid. Certain players will be for sale, considering their pursuit of Mbappe. Aurelien Tchouameni might be in play. Rumors are that we've actually gone on with a bid with him. I don't know whether to believe that or not. I am leaving you all today, leaving you all early today, going for a swim to get back in shape. We'll be crossing the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, first to handcuff Lukaku and pull it until Milan clubs. Then I am off to Dubai for Ziyech. I think we'll do that for us. We'd really
good luck with that one, Glenn.
Appreciate that.
Good luck.
Yeah,
Good luck.
and please don't get into any submarine and go under the water, please. Aspi could do nothing with that capacity incident. Yeah, he could have not done nothing, and I thank Roger for you could say saying that too. Have a great day. Yeah, you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. Ben Jacobs, understand it's going to be a hectic few days for Chelsea as they pursue Moises Caicedo. Would love to get it done in time for preseason. Yep. Thank you so much for that. About 10 minutes ago. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Kepa doesn't tarnish Aspi's image. Shaw Kepa coped. Okay, Kepa coped with it. Coped it in the dressing room after game. It never happened again. So he learned from it. He's actually become a leader himself.
Yeah.
Enjoy, Glenn. JT is the best captain to play for Chelsea. So sometimes okay. Sometimes he doesn't. He does stupid stuff, but lead a team with with leaders. It's not leading a team with leaders. It's not easy. JT is more assertive and a better tackler. Also, here's the thing. He's a human being. He's not perfect, and we all can agree to that. We're gonna go to preseason with an incomplete squad. We should be doing deals simultaneously. Here's the thing. I think would be if we're in a rush to sign players, I think we'll end up making mistakes. So let them take their time.
Sound familiar?
Yeah, exactly. Aspi and Thiago have been an example to the youngsters about how to be a good professional, good eating habits, given best during training sessions, staying away from alcohol, partying late at night, and what did I do to JT? He had to add that final word.
Damn.
I'm not reading that. And here's the thing, Aspi actually hardly gets injured. I like and respect Aspi highly, but Terry is the best captain because he had bigger egos to deal with. But that's just your opinion. Some people will come tell you numbers don't lie, and and all of that. We need Dennis Wise last season. Imagine, yeah, we needed Dennis Wise last season. You could argue they want 100 million for Caicedo, but they want Liverpool for 40 million. I think the 100 million thing, Nathaniel, I don't believe that. I have to be honest with you. But Nathaniel, what's nice to see you, brother. Wise would have been arrested. How? I don't know him that much. Can somebody tell me? Does he punch his teammates?
Oh, mate.
He's Jack the Biscuit.
Oh,
he
was probably. I probably would say probably one of the most mischievous guys in that team, wasn't he, Roger?
Yeah,
Dennis Wise, tough as any. The guy wouldn't take anything. You look at the size of Dennis Wise, you're up against someone that's tall. You're thinking a little guy like that up against a big guy. Thinking, my God! But this
like
guy
a JT. He would have backed down from a player like JT.
Nonsense from no one. Seriously, what a captain he was.
He'd bite you at the ankles.
Him and Paul. Put it this way: him and Paul Scholes had a couple of run-ins, didn't they? Or was it Nicky Butt? I think it was like Nicky Butt or Paul Scholes, one of the two. I remember when they played.
Nicky Butt.
Yeah, one of the two.
I need to learn more about him. Really,
he was a character.
I need to learn more about him.
He was.
So Roger, here's that particular question here. I think it's this one. There you go. It wants you to comment. Let me have Roger's analysis of Poch's interview. Coach Jerry and Roger changed my mind to support and be a member of the Poch Army. A member of Poch's Army. Poch's interview also helped a lot. So, Roger, what you make of Mauricio Pochettino's interview? I'm going to say
I didn't
convincing. I'm going to say you can say everything we're looking for in a manager. That's if you're basing your judgment on the interview alone. But go ahead.
Yeah, it didn't change the needle for me at all. Nothing's changed my opinion about him because it's what I mean. I remember when he first was coaching, you would have an interpreter. Remember for Southampton?
Yeah.
And then you heard rumors about how he would videotape practices and critique how their body language was. This is how you're supposed to conduct yourself. He is a very detail-oriented individual, very similar to Pep in that regard. You know, he looks at the things that most people don't look at. We're talking about the psychology of a player, how one conducts oneself at training. We're not talking about when you're representing your club out in public, but even in training, this is how you're supposed to train. He believes training is the foundation, and then he reviews the videotapes with his coaching staff, and then he'll spend time one-on-one with each individual the next day and say, this is what I saw you doing. You were slouching your shoulders. You were joking this. This is not how you're supposed to do. He expects 101%. Yes, I know mathematically it's impossible. Of a person to give their all at every second of every minute of every hour of every day. He's fastidious in that regard. He's very detail orientated. He gives his all. He's the type of person that will sleep on the couch in his office, you know, because it's not worth him driving home to go take a shower and then drive all the way back in traffic. He might as well. He's that dedicated, you know. And that bears fruit because the Tottenham or the PSG didn't move the needle for me either in his resume. It's what he did at Southampton, because year after year they were losing so many players, and a lot of them went to Southampton, went to Liverpool. He does so well with youth, you know, and that speaks volumes. And to me, even it does leaves a sour taste in the mouth, the fact that he did coach Tottenham. But you have to look at this objectively, because guess what? I'm a Chelsea fan. You know, if we hire the devil, you know, I'm not religious. If we hire the devil tomorrow and he's our head coach, I hope he wins. You know, I
get your point.
Yeah, let's put it this way. I think he's the right person for the right time based on the youth that we have. If you look at the actual roster, it's incredibly young. And when you listen to this interview and you listen to how he talks about leadership, what he expects, his vision, you know, he's a no nonsense kind of coach, and I've always liked that about him. And listen, he comes from a country where football is a religion. They have obviously a huge CV internationally speaking, and they produce some of the greatest players in the world ever. You know, listen, I think when you look at him, you're going to see a team that's going to be disciplined going forward. And he's charismatic. Look at him in any interview. He's always got a smile on his face for the most part. He's respectful. He expects a certain standard from people, both on and off the pitch, you know, especially in training. And that's the one thing I like about him. You know, you hear about this in the NFL also, where a lot of coaches will choose players regardless of what they do on the training pitch. Let me tell you, Poch is not that type of person. He goes specifically by what he sees on the training pitch. And you're going to see that translation from the training pitch onto the actual game day pitch, whether it's at the Bridge or away. So you're going to see you're going to see us as an entity, you're going to see a greater amount of shall we say, an improvement in their cardiovascular shape. You're going to see them. You're going to see the output levels. You're going to see basically another version of Liverpool with regards to energy, rock and roll football in that regard. But it's the way he goes about it. He's charismatic. He has a certain presence, you know, a gravitas, if you will. And so I believe he's the right person for this team. And I think when you listen to that interview and how he explains things, he's got a good sense of humor too. You know, he can joke. If you watch him also on training pitches, if you've seen, he also knows how he takes this coaching very seriously on the training pitch, but he also knows when to have fun also. The players will not fear him. They will not be walking on eggshells. They will recognize him as a human being. They will come to him for advice also, whether it be personal or professional. That's the one thing I like about him. He's in some regards, he kind of reminds me of a Tuchel, where he's very humanistic, where he's approachable in that regard. To me, this is just myself personally. I think Tuchel is my favorite coach we've ever had, just from what he went through and how he conducted himself. And obviously, he won quite a lot. But and I think, given time and luck, also listen. If we experience a plethora of injuries again this year, we're not going to do hardly anything. And then you're going to see the pressure mount, just like it did on the previous coaches. We need a bit of luck this year. And, I can see him being successful for Chelsea. I really can, if we stay healthy. And I think the fact that he's going to regiment that into the team, where he's going to get this team into playing shape, and thus I think it will reduce injuries also. This is what if you listen to the interview and you listen to his philosophy and you listen to how he approaches things and how he looks at the fact that he wants leadership from every part of the field. In other words, you have to be accountable.
Want leaders, not followers.
Yeah, he wants accountability from every part of the field, every part. And so he doesn't expect people, like he expects people that are attacking to track back. He expects people that are defensive orientated to also contribute offensively. It's a team, and that's what you're going to see with him. I think this team is very talented when you compare it to, for instance, the Tottenham team he inherited initially.
Yeah, I agree with you. Jerry Z says, I'm delighted that my data-driven arguments have inspired some individuals to ponder and embrace Poch's plans. It's rewarding to see the power of informed analysis and how it can influence our perspectives. Thank you for saying that. Wise was a warrior too. He was JT's mentor. He also won a UEFA Cup, FA Cup. I'm playing for a broke Chelsea, though, with some behavior issues. Yeah, thank you for saying that. Let's see. So you're saying Poch is Poch micromanages, but not sure if that works with young guys these days. He should just play online. With them, maybe better.
No, when I say micromanaging, I'm talking about detail orientated, and not just on the pitch, not just on the training ground, but also how they conduct themselves as individuals, as men. Because a lot of them are young men. I want to say boys, but that sounds impertinent. That sounds disrespectful. I don't mean it in that sense. I'm talking about, when you're that young, and we've all been that age. You're just starting your journey in life, and so he's going to mature them in many facets of life, not just on the pitch.
Yes, people, we are at how many likes right now? Let me see, 114 likes. Let's get the likes up. We still have some minutes to go in the show. I still have a Chelsea shirt from Dennis Wise.
Really?
Dennis Wise, I know you cherish that much. Probably hang it and not wear it so it doesn't
Hey,
get old.
Coach, can I ask something? DJ, what did you think of the interview? And what did you think, Coach?
Oh, sorry, I didn't ask. For me, I think it was good. I think it says you learn a lot more about him. You could say I didn't learn anything new. I think
same here.
I didn't learn anything new, but it's encouraging. You could say maybe that what's the word I'm using for? That confirms. You could say what I know about him. Yeah, he's a good manager.
Exactly.
How he likes to operate and all that. DJ, if you're there.
Yes, right.
Roger asked you a question.
Yes, I heard. Yeah, listen, I thought the interview was actually good. I thought he came across as always, as I said, I've not heard him too much go into depth information about things, but hearing him actually as a Chelsea manager, he was literally saying everything I think a lot of the fans wanted to hear. He's not just about a guy who wants to come in. I mean, the way he obviously greeted our club, so what our club was, a lot of people are making a lot of that, saying, "Oh, he had to say that because it's his way of trying to get the Chelsea fans on side." Maybe that did play a part, but
yes.
what he did say in some ways was correct, because we have been one of the most successful clubs in the last 15, 20 years, which is a fact. It's not lies. Yeah,
it's statistically we are
okay.
actually.
Yeah, and if you want to put it on top of that, yeah, Man City may have won a bit more, but as I said, we've said it all. We've won it all. We've won it all. So so for me, how what I've liked also about it, the fact that he said he's very approachable. He wants the place to be more like a family thing. So the place for more obviously they treat it as a family home, but he wants to be more like that in the club. He wants players that want to play for the football club, that want to play for the shirt. I mean, he more or less said everything I think we all wanted to hear, and and I really hope it all works out. And I think he will get a lot. I think he will get the discipline out of these players. All these players that were there that slacked last season that are remaining. I think they'll know this guy's a serious guy. And
A lot of them have left, though.
Yeah, a lot of them have left, but I think there are still a few around. I mean, obviously, we know Thiago Silva's never going to. Thiago Silva, for me, will never ever fall down into that category of slacking off because he's not that kind of a player. All right, so but other players around, it was just a good message to put out there. And I think what I liked most about it all, Reggie, was he wants players that want to play for this club. He wants them to play. If you don't want to be with the club, then just go. But he wants players that want to be here, and that's what for me is the most important factor for me. Is that crest wearing that, playing for the badge. I've always said that all along. No player is bigger than the football club, and
it's the number one criteria, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. So I was happy, and I wish him all the luck, and hopefully he'll do well for us, mate. And I'm sure he will.
Please go check out Jampots Entertainment's YouTube channel. Subscribe so we can help him grow. He's doing a good work there. Let's see what else we have here. Wise was the master JT, the apprentice. Let's see. Azpi is the only Chelsea footballer to win all the cup available at the club. That's Helen Boatre. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. Apologies if I didn't. Let's see. As much as I want Pochettino to succeed, I'm not going to make an early judgment. Our action speaks louder than words. Okay, let's see. Good luck with that. Let's see what else we have here. Poch is a good coach, but I believe balance is critical for this project to work. An experienced CB is needed and a winger. Let's see what the club does. Mourinho is your favorite coach. Okay, for me, I will go with Thomas Tuchel. He's also, let's see what else we have here. After the buyer for CB winger, we should turn the academy for players. I think the club would do that. Let's see. Okay. You don't think Nkunku will give the work rate that Mount can give? Okay, good. Poch has horrible teeth now. What the hell did he do last 2 years? It's not like he does have a dollar to fix the money to fix it. Not for the young. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to say anything else. It's been a horror to imagine the amount of injuries to so many CFC players for last 2 seasons. Good that Poch is installing discipline. I am scared to think of reasons for injuries. So many players. I think it just sounds as if, lack of discipline may have been.
And a couple were flukes too, though. You look at Chilwell, that was a contact. And then you look at Reece, he hyperextended his knee, by stretching. Those are fluke injuries. You need lady luck. Chelsea's won a lot. And for the most part, we've been fortuitous enough to remain healthy for the most part. And when it rains, it pours, as they say. And last year and a little bit the year before, we were inundated. We're depleted. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you. I listened to Poch interview, and I believe he would do good. And I like what he said. If you don't want it to play for us, then you can back and go. And beyond that, again, I'm not basing my judgment. My belief of that he's going to do well. The interview has nothing to do with that. That has always been there. I am not mistaken. Kante has also won everything with Chelsea. I haven't taken my time to. He didn't
win the League Cup.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Roger, for the deep dive. Expecting for a top 4 finish next season. Okay, good luck with that. I hope we're able to do that. Yes, I am. I noticed the teeth. Wow.
Listen about his teeth. I know, man.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Tough crowd, coach. Tough crowd.
Carry on, coach. You better carry on reading that, mate.
Maybe he was inspired by good stuff of cups before.
Oh my god, you guys are cool.
I don't like you anymore. And I'm
mate,
never gonna get the panelists to read your comment. You seem to be guessing correct, Roger. Could these all be freak injuries? So many players Poch must control their sleeping habits too. Yeah, okay.
You know what?
Anything else you want him to control?
No,
injuries is the reason I wanted 2 players in every position plus a 3 to make a 25-man squad. Last season, even 3 players in each position wasn't enough. Correct me if I'm wrong, Roger.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You know what really gets me though is the amount of hamstring injuries we had.
That we had to hire a specialist.
That's true, and the fact that Todd Bowley sacked the majority of all our staff as well, mate. He got rid of all our medical staff, didn't he? Which didn't help the situation either, to be honest with you. I thought that if he didn't do that, maybe we would have probably not had that many injuries. And then he's gone and recalled those. He's recalled one of those guys back. I don't know if you guys heard it. You saw that last season. He recalled one of them back.
Yeah.
I don't recall.
So yeah,
he had to call some of them back because I probably realized it wasn't good.
Not at all, mate.
I'm not sure whether that's either just the fact that they were so out of shape. Obviously, that sounds wrong.
Possibly, or not training well.
Or the training is not conducive to the hamstring position, or they were doing either too much of something or not enough of something. This isn't my field. I'm not medically trained, but to have this many hamstrings to young players, like when you're in the latter stages of your career, that's understandable. But when it's happening to the youth also, this is where you have to question what's going on, either in training or the fact that they just weren't in game shape. I don't know. It's just I found it very perplexing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, thank you, Roger. A reason I would choose Mourinho over TT is this: Mourinho has a way of getting into players' head to make them perform. TT will be you have to figure it out. But I think TT was a good tactician too. Here's the thing: in the case of Mourinho, it hasn't always worked. And when it backfires spectacularly. I have to tell you that. It hasn't always worked. I don't think he will work with kids. With young players, that approach will not work. Kids, you need to guide them, but at the same time, you need to give them a bit. You could say an ample amount of space to be themselves, or for them to be happy and willing to work under you. Healthy teeth and gums are important children.
That's why I was laughing beforehand because I read the comment when you highlighted it, bro.
Take a break and leave me alone.
That's funny.
My goodness. Let's see. Maybe Daniel Levy didn't spend at Tottenham. He did not until he left. He started spending after Poch left. As he had to spend a lot on Poch's.
Here we go again.
Look at me reading this. I'm going to stop reading the chat.
It's so cool, man. It's excellent, man. That's so cool.
That was brilliant.
Big up to them. Big up to every opponent.
With all seriousness. And look at what. And he ended it with like he's been.
Oh my God.
He reeled you in, coach.
Yeah, I'm not reading that again.
And you have to read the comments, coach.
I can skip any I want. What the heck was that? And he ended it with like I'm thinking that may well be the case. All right. Have they been getting their hamstrings slapped while being okay, bye now. Who was the dude who introduced them to it? That hamstring coach is a shady guy. I'm not reading that anymore. Oh my God!
Yeah, handcuffs made in the USA.
I hate you guys. I just hate you guys. I have to be serious. Can we?
Oh man!
I have to be serious.
Excellent.
Let's do what we're doing. The players were carefree. Didn't take anything serious. Lack of discipline and bad training. Leads to injuries. I think Roger have preached that 1,000 times. And Roger, I appreciate you saying that. let's see what else we have lined up here. We have to round off as soon as possible. We still have a few minutes to go, but we have to move on now. Chelsea are asking for more and more information about Paulo Dybala. Mauricio Pochettino is a huge admirer. His release clause is just £10 million. That's not bad. They're referencing, they're quoting two outlets that I don't know. Do I like Paulo Dybala? I like him. And I think if we're really looking for experience, I think he'd be a good addition to the squad. But I don't know the squad. One of them is called, is it Aleprante G Copo? Oh, the other one is called Abi Celeste Talk. I can't even pronounce it. But DJ, what do you make of this? Do you know the source quoted there?
I don't know the two sources. I've been trying to look out there. I mean, this started to be mentioned yesterday about this whole Dybala thing. I think it was all started coming out what his release clause will be for any club that is outside of Italy can come and spend that kind of money on him. Look, I like the player. I think he's a good player. The thing that goes against him is two things. Obviously, I'm 29 years old. I probably would say he's not bad. But what goes against him, I think it's already been mentioned by people in the comments as well. My concerns is his injuries. Do we take the risk on bringing another injury-prone player to the football club? I think he's a class player, but he does get a lot of injuries, and it makes you wonder why no other club outside of Italy, apart from Chelsea, are actually looking into him. I'm understanding today that apparently there are some clubs now that are looking at the price tag, but no names have been mentioned of what clubs they are. For me, yeah, I think he's a good player. I really do rate him. I think he, but I think the only thing that's worrying me is he's played with injuries, mate. And do we need that now at this moment in time in the squad when there's other options for other midfielders out there?
Yeah, and that listen, you sent to me what's it? You sent a report saying Bruno Salto is not part of Mauricio Pochettino's backroom staff. I tried to click to it. I think Nizak and Salah deleted it. Are you there, DJ?
Sorry, bro. What was that? Sorry, mate.
He deleted the tweet. I think you shared the tweet with me, or was it AD that shared that one with me? I think it was AD. A tweet that says that Bruno Salto is not part of Mauricio Pochettino's staff, but will still play a big role behind the scenes at Chelsea. Yeah. What role are they giving him? So that. But I tried to click through it. I think Nizaki Salah deleted it. So maybe some false information there or something. I'm not too sure.
I don't think that was me that sent that to you. It might have been someone else that sent that one to you. I know I sent you some. I've sent you some stuff over to you. But I don't think that was one of them. But yeah, I don't understand what he will do. I don't know what his situation will be behind the scenes of what he's going to do. I mean, he had one game for Chelsea that he had, but I don't know what happened for him. My understanding is I think they're all waiting to see what's going to happen with Graham Potter when he finds another job, and Graham Potter probably will end up taking him back where he goes. But it'd be interesting to see. As I said, it'd be interesting to see what he does behind the scenes. So I'm intrigued to know what that's going to be.
So yeah, some other role as we're seeing. I don't know what, but maybe they like him. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I think something DJ shared with us now. Interesting one. I'm going to look at it, and I think I'm going to make a YouTube short out of that one too. I don't know whether to believe or not, but I have to share it. We've talked about this one here. Let's look at these two items here. And I think with that, if we have any questions in the chat, we'll tackle it. But before we do that, let's get what else we have here. Just give me 1 second. AD, I cannot thank AD enough. Even when he's not participating here, he's sharing news with me. Yeah, we've looked at that one. Any news? Balogun from Arsenal read Chelsea want him for 35 million. Ooh, Balogun, I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. No, I didn't say anything. I remember, I think Waneri, we were looking to sign him, but he signed an extension at Arsenal. Dybala for 10 million is not bad for his experience in squad depth. Yeah, I'd take, what's his name, the Fulham striker. I'd take him over Dybala, actually.
Mitrovic.
I'd take Mitrovic over Dybala because he has Premier League experience and very physical too. Dybala is lazy defensively, walks around. Price is great, but a lot of injuries, and more importantly, he's over 23. But yeah, these days, players play until they're 34 and all. 10 million is worth the risk. That's how I see it. People want the experience, right? Yeah, and I think he won't be bad. He will not be a bad addition to our squad. Is Dybala a substitute for Turkey? No. Turkey, you can argue Turkey is more mobile. I'd take Turkey over him if you're given, but because we need experience, I just go with Dybala. We need to mix it up. Otherwise, it would take a while before we're able to win anything. Because they are similar. I think Turkey is more mobile and probably. And I need to look at Turkey more. But from the little I've seen, Turkey, Ryan Turkey is more mobile. Dybala is really good. He's a good player. If the manager wants him, who am I to blow against the wind? It's as simple as that. Let's see what else we have lined up here. Yeah, I saw Bruno in training. Not sure why they keep him Potter beats around. It doesn't matter. I've seen that happen. That has happened before also under Roman's era, with fire manager and keep his backroom staff, keep some of his staff. That has happened before. Let me see, what else do we have here? Did any club call Lampard yet? I don't want to talk about that. Good day, everyone. Good to see you to Supreme Court. I hope you're doing well. It's bad. What is bad? Coach, I mean, I won't be surprised if we'll buy over 23 years players. I think we're well. We're well, actually. Let's see. Dybala is almost 30, and his age isn't an issue. I think maybe the injury prone. If it works, a great business of 10 million. If it doesn't, we lost 10 million. Really? Okay. But I'd rather we go for Mitrovic. Brighton need to relax about Rice. Because that much same as not the same as Caicedo. 85 million pounds is quite a fair. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think that report quoting 100 million because of how much Arsenal will end up paying for Rice, it doesn't make sense. I think you could argue those are just individuals speculating what they think will happen, and people, have taken it up and are running with it. Please like and subscribe, people. We have 122 likes. That's not easy. You people are absolute legends, and I sincerely do appreciate the 122 likes. I wouldn't mind Dybala. I see covers depth for a central attacking midfielder and a right wing, especially with that little release clause. Though he's been injury prone. Him being injury prone is an issue. A superior version of Felix, in your opinion? Okay, thank you for that disclaimer there. The best plan for Dybala is to buy for 10 million and add him to the garage sale for 15. You think anybody will buy him? No, I think that would be crazy. I don't think it makes sense to do that. Bruno might be kept as a personal hygiene assistant for Poch. Okay, go away now and leave me alone, please. What the heck is that? Here's this one. DJ, you shared this one with me.
Yes. Yeah.
It's saying that exclusive Raheem Sterling is serious target of a Saudi Pro League for a sensational transfer this summer. Chelsea could be tempted for the right price and a quick deal. I think he's the highest earner at Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
Or one of the highest earners, or is he the highest earner? I'm not sure. Which is it really?
I think he's actually high. I think he's higher than. Isn't he higher than Lukaku? Isn't he, Roger?
I'm looking right now.
I think Lukaku tops it.
Sterling is the highest.
I think so.
He is.
He's the highest paid.
I don't know about. Sterling is 325 a week.
How much?
So I think if the buys again, if we see a potential buyers, I think would consider selling him. If we get something sizable, we have to weigh how much we paid for him, how much the buying club will be willing to pay, and all of that. His salary. I'm not surprised. I've always known if the opportunity comes, the club will let him go because we pay a lot. Again, we've changed our salary, you could say, structure or contract structure, and he signed when they weren't willing to do that. So, but let's see, Roger, what you make of it. You see, the second line says Sterling will be opener to the move if it's a short international game time by Southgate. This sounds like Sterling is the one sponsoring this, just looking for more money. But that's just my opinion. But Roger, what do you have to say?
Are you teasing me?
You go ahead. I'm waiting for you.
I wish. Listen, no disrespect.
Uh-huh.
I would like us to sell him. I don't believe he's good enough. I really don't. I've followed him since Liverpool, and listen, he did well under Pep, but who doesn't? Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. He has attributes. Don't get me wrong, positive attributes, but he makes very good, intelligent runs. But his first touch is poor, to say the least, and his dribbling has a lot to be desired for. Just quickly, Roger. Just quickly, congratulations, Aspi. After 11 years, that's official. After 11 years, 508 appearances and 9 trophies, Cesar Azpilicueta has decided the time is right. The time is right to leave Chelsea. Congratulations for all that you've achieved. You are forever a Chelsea legend. Aspi becomes the first player to win it all during his time at Stamford Bridge. And in the process, he also won the hearts of supporters and cemented his place in the club's history. So it's done.
Can I just add to that one quickly, Kachilla? Sorry, Roger.
Mhm.
Just go and look at his interview on Chelsea. He's just dropped an interview 2 minutes ago, bidding his farewell. Azpilicueta. It just dropped 2 minutes ago on the Chelsea website. You'll see how emotional
he has an interview there. Okay, but Roger, go ahead. What you were saying, I will find it and try to see if we can play it here.
I've sent it to you already, Kachilla, by DM.
Okay, let me see if we can play it. But go ahead, Roger. You were saying something. Sorry, before I cut you off. You were talking about Sterling.
Yeah. I'd like to watch that also. I wish him nothing but the best. I really do. Sterling, I don't think he's going to leave, but if he does, we need to recoup as much money back. And him, Pulisic, Ziyech, they need to go. It's that simple.
And being specific, why do you think we're not going to be able to sell him? Let's just for clarity.
Well, it depends. If he does go to Saudi Arabian League.
Oh my gosh, DJ! I don't want to cry on screen here. Holy crap! But go ahead, go ahead, Roger. I think I can hold this one. Nobody's dying. He's just moving on. Go ahead, DJ. Roger.
Yeah, it's here's the deal. I'm not sure whether he'd want to go overseas. That's the only question. And if he doesn't go overseas, who can afford his salary? I don't think United would want him.
Go ahead. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I don't see him leaving. I think that's just clickbait, as they say. But I would like him to leave. Unless he turns around, there's going to be 1 or 2 players that Poch will surprise us, that will excel. There's 1 or 2 players that will disappoint us in Poch's system, who have been traditionally successful and will not be under him. Conversely speaking, there's going to be 1 or 2 players that will excel under him. Hopefully, if that's the case, we have to give him the benefit of the doubt, I guess. But I think, I'm not sure Sterling can excel under Poch. I just don't believe he's technical enough. His first touch is poor. Aerially speaking, he's inept. He doesn't even challenge for a ball. He has speed, though. He's been blessed with speed. But other than that, I don't rate him. And I think he'll only stifle the emergence of people like Mudryk and Madueke. That's my opinion. I don't know how you feel, DJ, but that's how I feel about him. I was very disappointed we signed him initially. What do you think, DJ?
Who, Raheem Sterling? Listen, I actually thought at the time it was good business. I thought at the time, because from watching it, I tell you what, from seeing him, I guess it's I'm not just obviously saw him from his Liverpool days, but from when they signed him, I do believe they got him. Is it from Wimbledon? Is it Wimbledon they signed him from, or somewhere? Or I can't remember. Was it? I can't remember the club it was, but I watched him from that, and I thought what a talent he was. And at that time when Liverpool got him, Roger, Chelsea were also looking at him as well at that time.
Yeah.
and he opted to go to Liverpool. And I thought this kid, if whoever gets him, as I call him a kid at the time because he's a kid at the time,
Sure.
whoever kid gets him, I'm telling you now, he's definitely gonna ball out for that club. And Liverpool ended up getting him. He went to Liverpool, did well there.
Did you think he did well? I thought he was quite
QPR.
poor.
Thank you, Gabriel. QPR was good. Yeah, he did well there.
I'll be right back. Listen, let me handle this. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, and obviously when he went off to Manchester City, obviously we saw the player that he obviously became better. Obviously, and that's when Pep came in there, made him a better player. Obviously, we've not seen that at Chelsea. And I keep saying this, and it's just, I always like to give players the benefits of the doubts. And I can understand where you're coming from, Roger, because he has been frustrating. I'm not going to lie, it has been a frustrating. But then a lot of the players were frustrating last season.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
very few players excelled last year, so I agree.
Yeah, and I think maybe I probably would say. I know people saying I know he's on a lot of wages. I get that, and maybe saying maybe get him off the wage bill to bring somebody else in. Because I know we got Mudryk in there now who can definitely take over him eventually. 100% he'll take over him anyway because he's definitely a kid for the future, Mudryk. I would say maybe give him another season, maybe see what he can do.
Yeah, we have to give the benefit of the doubt.
Because Poch, as we know, he's like Pep. He can improve players, especially the young players. And if he can go in there, and I know Sterling's 20? Was it 25, 27 now, 28 now? I mean, I know he's probably thinking. I think it's something like that now. Okay, I think he could probably go in and see what he can do under Pochettino.
28 and a half.
28. So yeah, there you go, 28. So if he can do well and he can find that form that we saw him at Manchester City, then I'd say keep him for another season. And also you've got Mudryk who can learn from him as well. But if Chelsea do fetch good money for him, because he's obviously the highest earners, then I can understand.
Yeah,
thank you.
This is just quickly. Let me play. Let's see if we can. I'm not sure. Let me know if you can hear the audio. I want to share that interview, his farewell interview, before we round off. My boy, he's really done well. He's just woke up and was screaming. Let me see. Share audio. Just 1 second. Okay, let's see. Let me see here. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to try and play it. Okay, the audio. Okay, I'm going to play it from the start. Wow.
Not hearing anything, coach.
Are you guys able to hear the audio?
No,
I couldn't hear it. I mean, I was
so sorry. I don't know why that is. I have to say that, but it's something if you can see maybe the closed caption on the screen, or what's it called? Maybe that helps.
You know what's amazing? If you look at him
Mhm.
when he first signed for us, how much of a baby
Yeah.
face he had. In
Yeah,
10 years, he's aged. Poor
he
chap.
has, he has, he has, mate. He has. But listen, he's like, as I
He's a
said already,
legend.
he's a legend, mate. And people want to talk about saying players don't care, players are happy to be moving on. This guy, it shows in his how much Chelsea meant to him. And I think he's ended it on the video saying maybe hope one day he can come back, maybe come back to Chelsea, and something he said in that to something on the video he said anyway on there. I haven't listened to all of it
Mhm.
yet, but it was near enough something like that. He can come back and get a chance to visit or something like he said. So I really hope this club, eventually gives this guy a testimonial when he does retire and he comes back and does a
Oh,
testimonial
he
at Chelsea.
deserves it. Yeah.
100% he'll deserve that. And look, listen, he's a legend, and wish him all the best. And that's what you call proper Chelsea. People going about what proper Chelsea players are.
Wow.
He's proper
Wow.
Chelsea.
Yeah. He is indeed. And here's something I knew that will happen. They better put a banner up for number 28. I think they should. This year, coming here from Kishan, I knew what's going to happen. You see that mount, that mount. That's how you give
I
a
do.
farewell interview. And people will draw a conclusion between the two. We compare the two farewell messages. But you could see this guy. It's difficult for him. Even if you're not hearing it, I'm sure you could see. You all can see the tears on his face. It breaks the heart really. Unfortunately, I don't know. I'm on camera now. I have the little blue here. Um, yeah, I'm with them alone at home tonight. So their mom is on call at the hospital, so I can't. Yeah, unfortunately. Let's just move on from it since we cannot, you can say, hear the audio. All can go find it and watch it. And this one here, let me close out this one actually. This particular report here is saying Chelsea will loan new signing Angelo Gabriel straight out to their new partner club, Strasbourg. I'm not shocked. He's still very young. I think he's 19. Roger, I don't know. You were still talking about Raheem Sterling before I cut you off. Sorry about that. Did you finish?
No, actually, yeah, DJ and I were just discussing him.
Yeah.
No, I hope that comes to fruition. I really do. But having said that, we still need to give him a year under Poch, as DJ was saying. Let's see what transpires, because there's going to be one or two players that will be a pleasant surprise under him, and one or 2
Mhm.
players that are going to be a disappointment. And so let's see what transpires. But if he doesn't click in the next year under Poch, then he needs to go. Period.
I also look at the fact that he's probably Roger and Kachilla, that he's probably the next experienced player we've got in that team.
Yeah.
And at the moment, as
Yeah.
you know, we've got a lot of them out the door. You count him, obviously Thiago Silva, Kepa, who you put amongst that now, are the experienced players left in this team. You need some heads on there. Do you get me?
Yeah, with the departures of, let's say, Pierre-Emerick,
Yeah,
Lukaku, the expected
okay,
departures, then
Ziyech.
you've got exactly, and obviously now Aspie, you've only got 2 people over the age of 25 that's playing in the outfield.
Yeah. Yes.
Only 2. That's a remarkably youthful team. So yeah, I get it, but still, his lack of productivity has been woeful. But then you can say that about just about excuse me, about everyone on the team last year. So I get it.
And this is going back to what I was saying earlier on. People talking about you were talking about before we went on to this subject, Kachile, we were talking about Dybala. And the only reason why I was saying about Dybala not coming, my thing is just injuries. And I know a lot of the people in the comments have said if the manager wants him, who are we to complain? I can go along 100% with that, because what he will bring also is experience because of his age. And we are needing it. We need that in that team. We need experience in that team to get the youngsters. You need that blend. And I think him and Enzo will complement each other as well in that midfield as well, which would help. But my worry with him is just injuries. That's all it is with him at 29, especially now. That's my only worries of him, with Dybala. I think he's a terrific player. I think I rate him very highly. I wanted him at Chelsea. I wanted him at Chelsea about 3 or 4 years ago when we were linked with him, but it never happened.
And at Juve, Juve 3, 4, 5 years ago, he was one of their best players.
Yeah.
And he's underrated, really. So I follow him that way. I understand what you're saying. Chelsea are interested in signing 15 million on Porto goalkeeper Diogo Costa, according to Simon Phillips. I think we've been pushing it, and it's becoming a reality right now. Great stuff makes you appreciate the game. Yep, that's the truth. Thank you so much for saying that, Thomas Bates. I hope you're doing well. It reminds me of when Lampard was leaving. I was devastated. Okay, I wasn't. I think. But I knew it was time. But I hated it when he played for City, and especially scored against us. He didn't celebrate, but still beyond that, I wasn't happy. This video is filmed at Stamford Bridge by CFC team together with Aspie, not like the video made by Mount on a on you can say on the chip phone. That's a better word to use. I know why I'm avoiding saying that. While sitting on the rest room. What else do we have here? Aspie is a man with a wife, 3 kids. Mount is still not mature. You can see, I think that's a solid argument. The more mature you are, the more you can say you're able to handle. You can say such a situation as leaving a workplace in a better way. Usually, kids hold grudges. If we're being honest, there. Brighton wants 100 million for Caicedo, according to the Telegraph. I will pay the 100 million and never deal with Brighton, never again. Wait until they have a player you want. So that's just you saying you will never do that again. I don't think Duval will start. Who? Will start. So I'm not worried. So much injury. I'm not sure what it's meant. Okay, Dybala. Okay, yeah. In my opinion, Dybala doesn't suit the EPL. You can argue that Mount didn't care in his farewell video shows his true colors. Okay, let's see. And people was really backing him so hard. People still back him. I'm sure some people will follow him. I'm sure even when we play against them, if he scores, then there are people that would take that and run with it. Chelsea fans actually. And this is how a proper Chelsea player should behave or should quit. A proper Chelsea should quit. I hope Money Mays is watching. A guy from Spain who only spent 10 years compared to someone who stayed from age 8. I see the emotions. I think this is not something. I think people will be comparing the two farewell messages. Unfortunately, I'm not going to do that, even though something is pushing me to do that. But I will not, just for the sake of behaving maturely. I will not really. But let's see what I see on Twitter. Maybe will get me to say something. I wonder what Mineros is going to say after seeing that video. Are you sure he's not complaining we're letting him go? That's the question I really do want to ask. What else? Do we have anything else lined up here that we haven't discussed? I got to run as soon as possible. I'm actually with this man here. We've talked about that. This is the winner. Okay, I'll help make sure you get it today. Just maybe an hour or so after the show. And what else do we have here? Kachila, I shed tears when he scored and started crying because I know how he felt about our club. And for me, meeting Lampard or Aspie would be a dream come true. I hope you get a chance to meet them. Didn't you see Mount's emotions? His hair.
What was that?
His hair turned white.
But you know what though? It's funny when he actually did that interview. It was white, but then when he actually was at United yesterday, when they showed him, his hair was back to normal again. So clearly, this was done
we did talk about that, but I don't think it's off any. You can say no need to even look at that. Whatever he did,
to bring it back up.
The talks. The talks of his departure started months ago. So I think we should put the Caicedo thing on hold and get him to try force his way out of Brighton. I don't think that will happen, unfortunately. I'm going to run very soon. This guy he's becoming vocal as he's woken up properly. See, it's difficult to hide in front of the camera. True colors will come out. One legend at the beach, another on the toilet. Just go away. No. Just go. I'm not reading that again. Who are you choosing between Vlahovic and Martinez and Muani? Vlahovic. I've taken my time to look at it. Vlahovic is more complete. He's good at set piece. He has pace. No, he's not the biggest, but he has good pace. He's a good dribbler too. Drops deep, participate in the play. You could say out of the three options, you mentioned Vlahovic, Martinez, and Muani. You could say that's the player that I see Pochettino. I see that Pochettino can get a cane out of. I hope you understand what I mean by that. DJ, you go ahead. What do you think?
Yeah, listen, I've been going on about Vlahovic the last couple of years. I've always said to you guys, don't hold off Vlahovic coming to Chelsea, and I think that could be one that we could end up getting in the end. Muani, listen, I'm impressed with this kid as well. Out of the three of them, obviously Vlahovic will be my first choice. Muani will be my second. Again, like Martinez, I don't think he's the kind of player we need at Chelsea. As we said, we've already got them already in the team.
DJ, just speaking, I think I butcher people's name, but you're a general like that.
Muani. I said it, Muani, bruv. Muani, bruv.
No, but go ahead. Just go ahead.
Is that wrong?
I
said it wrong?
No, don't worry. Go ahead. We know who you're talking about.
Muani, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I think out the two, sorry if I butchered his name on that one, but yeah, I mean, out of the two players, Vlahovic obviously is the one because he's probably the experienced one out of the two of them.
Yeah, he's going to cost a lot, though.
He will cost a lot, truly.
Who Vlahovic?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that, guys. I'm not sure that it will come down to that. I think you find we might get him cheaper than what they're asking for. Only because of their situation. Only because of the situation Juventus in at the moment. That's why.
They're wanting 70, right?
That's what they're asking for, but they're not going to get 70 million for him. I personally don't think they're going to get 70 million for him. That's just my honest take on it.
Yeah, and in my opinion, from what I've seen so far, I think I don't know, for lack of a better term, like I said, I think he's the guy that has the qualities, or you could say the attributes to be molded into a cane. He's able to drop deep. He's a good dribbler. He can also create. I see more of a creator in Muani than a striker. And if we want to mix it up, I think we have too many players. You could say that that have the same, similar profile to Muani, and something that's Martinez. So Vlahovic is a mix of a traditional striker and you could say and your hybrid striker, if that's the language you prefer. For me, it's Vlahovic, and it's from what I'm hearing and from what I've heard from someone I trust, it looks like we'll end up getting Vlahovic. Muani for you, and you didn't say why that is the case. I wouldn't mind Vlahovic or Muani. The two of them are good, but I could say there's more to Vlahovic games than the other two. Chelsea willing to sell Sterling with clubs in Europe and Saudi Arabia interested, according to reports. I don't see any European club that'd be willing to take him now and afford his salary, except if he's going to take a pay cut. But do I think he'd do that? No. Vlahovic is the youngest. Yeah. And if you don't know, you think Muani is actually the youngest. Vlahovic is 23. Muani is 24. I think so. And Martinez is 25. Sorry?
No. I thought all the time I thought Vlahovic was the. Well, I keep saying the experienced one out of the lot because I've seen him more play than I've seen the other kid play.
Yeah, he has the experience, but he's the youngest. He has the experience, but he's been playing for a while.
That's what. Okay, I was going by experience. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't really get why we've got Jackson now that we are pushing for another striker. I thought the plan was to get Broya to develop here. Maybe that wasn't the case. I don't really know, but let's see what happens. And Jackson. He can play both. Yeah, he can play on both flanks and can also play centrally. Even as number 9, you could say he has those qualities also to be molded into a cane, for lack of a better term, because he can drop deep and participate in the play. Other than that, Roger, have you said anything with your choice of the striker?
Well, I don't know whether you're aware, but if you listen to Gab Marcotti, he waxes lyrical about Broya. He calls him my man. He really rates Broya. You know?
Who calls him my man? Pochettino?
No, Gabriel Marcotti.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, so and the little I've seen of him, I got to admit I was impressed with him. The only concern is obviously the psychological recovery and the physical recovery from a devastating knee injury that he sustained while there was no contact. I was actually watching the game when he went down and screaming with no contact. His knee buckled, bless him. So
Yeah.
if he can recover, and that's a big if, obviously, then, he could be on number 9. And don't forget, I'm assuming Dutra Fofana goes on loan. I'm assuming that. But even if Jackson can play on both wings, you still got 2 number 9s per se. Maybe we don't need to get Vlahovic. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, that's a shout as well.
It all depends on Broja's recovery, his ability to recover from this in physical and psychologically speaking. So it's a big if, though. And can we afford to gamble, to roll the dice on Broja before the season starts? Maybe we do need insurance with Vlahovic. I don't know. It's but if you do get him, doesn't that maybe restrict his development? His meaning, Broja's development as a player this season, if he is fit. So it's a catch-22, isn't it, gentlemen?
It is, but let's see what the club does. We're not too sure. There's a chance it's all speculations, but the person I told you I trust is sounding like it's certain it's going to happen. But let's see. I want us to mix it up. And Vlahovic,
what do you think?
He's still young.
What do you think? 50-50 we get him, or is it less?
Who, Vlahovic?
Yeah.
I think we'll probably will go. I think we'll go all out for him. I think people are mentioning all the strikers that we're linked with, and I think he's the one. People are saying that Pochettino wants Martinez, but I actually think it's actually more. I think it's Vlahovic. But as I said, I'm not. I think Vlahovic is going to be the one we end up getting.
I hope so. He's plays for Croatia, right?
With Vlahovic? I don't think he's Croatian. It's not Croatian. Is he Serbian?
I think it's
Serbian.
Is he Serbian?
Oh, is he Serbian?
Serbian. Dusan Vlahovic. Yeah,
wasn't sure.
Let me check quickly.
Serbia. He's Serbia. He's Serbian.
Yeah. So which means it's the same country as Broja, isn't he?
No, Broja.
Armenian.
Yeah,
Armenian.
Oh, Broja is where?
No, actually, he comes from.
He's not.
He's the Adriatic. What's that country? It's right.
Albanian.
Albanian. He's Albanian.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Well, let me catch up with what we have in the chat so we can round off for what the players Cesar Azpilicueta, a legend. Yep. I am a Chelsea fan, but I think Arsenal are doing great in this transfer window. They're doing great. That's Alpha saying that. But let me tell you this. I have a strong feeling that the coming season we'll see a similar season to that of Frank Lampard's second season as Chelsea manager. Just remember, I told you that. I think they're signing too many players, and they are, from what I'm seeing, they've lost Granit Xhaka, and they've told Thomas Partey to go find a club, find a solution for his future.
I was shocked at that.
Yeah, so really it looks like they failed to realize that he's actually one of the reasons why they did as well as they did the past season, unfortunately. So good luck to them. Just remember, I told you that Vlahovic declining last season was because of his injury, and Allegri, you could say, too pragmatic to my liking sometimes. Besides that, this man is a good poacher. I think I like him. Broja was great before he got injured. Yep. It was great last year in the physio room.
Honestly,
and I was agreeing with him. I wasn't paying attention. Chelsea ready to sell Ampadu with Udinese interested. Okay, if that's not what they want to do. I want us to keep him because he's such a talent. But let's see. Sorry, but Broja not quality enough. Need to learn him out so can play more than sell him. But let's see what the club does. Sabia, thank you for that information. Broja is Albanian. Thank you for that information too. The Ivanovic genes as a striker. Yeah, you could argue that Vlahovic has that. Yeah, I'm going to run them as soon as possible. The Ivanovic gene, I agree with you. Vlahovic is better of the three. Kolo Muani is similar to the guys who already have. Yep, that was what I argued before. Vlahovic didn't perform enough to warrant 17 million. You can argue that, but I don't think we'll pay that much money for him. Coach, on a serious note now, I agree with Roger. Roger's take on striker situation. The best beat of business we would do is to get rid of Lukaku in that position. Yep, as simple as that.
100%.
But I think he leaves. He will end up leaving. I don't think Arsenal will be as good next season. I think so too. Too many changes. Vlahovic are flopped under pressure at Juventus after big move. His perfect looking striker. If you had to build one, but just missing something. Let's see what the club does. Roger, your final thoughts on everything we've talked about.
No, it's been a good show as always, and a pleasure, an honor, DJ. It's going to be an interesting next few weeks. I would like for us to have a settled squad prior to us leaving for the States. I think that's imperative. I think we have to get our business sorted out. We have to sell or loan out the players that are not going to be with us this coming season, and that needs to be done ASAP. And obviously, if there are any new players to come in, then we need to get them in within the next 7 to 10 days maximum.
Yeah. How about you, DJ? Your thoughts on everything we talked about?
Nah, listen, everything. What just says 100%. We do need to get our business done as soon as, and the quicker we do that, the quicker we can start pre-season and get these players playing how Poch wants them to play. So yeah. Hopefully that will happen soon, and we get all our business done.
Yeah, thank you so much, DJ.
Ins and outs.
Sorry, I didn't know you were speaking.
No, that's just saying business done for ins and outs.
Incomings. Get the incomings in as soon as possible, so that they get to train with their teammates.
Yeah, with continuity, right?
Yeah.
We need to train with continuity and consistency.
Yeah, I agree with you. Thank you so much, guys. With that, we've come to the end of the show. I appreciate you all. Hope to see you guys tomorrow for another Blue Monday show. God bless us all. See you guys tomorrow, and bye.
Peace, everyone. Up the tails. Peace.